We're outside mingling.
Okay, good people. This is the second start. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's YouTube. I don't know if it's OBS. Well, we are back. Let me say this again. My little cousin, I'm sorry I ain't make it. Save me some pasteles. I got some coquito for you, homemade. I got you. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Shout out to all the mothers that have to be fathers. Happy Father's Day weekend. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up, and shout out to this wonderful panel. Now, that was crazy. Woo, that was a lot. We have somebody special in the building. Shout out to him for pulling up. Shout out to him for being so supportive. One of the most influential guys in the industry that nobody talks about, that really might not know this guy, but he's really important, especially to you xCloud people. Very important. Senior product manager, my man Paris Locke, who represents 4GQTV and the biggest Marvel Facebook group on the planet. So if you need to know about anything Marvel, pull up on him. They do excellent interviews at 4GQTV. Paris, once again, welcome and appreciate the support, and welcome to Dragons Den, baby.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for putting this together. I am a senior product manager on the now Xbox Everywhere team, so formerly known as xCloud, but we're now Xbox Everywhere. So you heard it here first, folks. Xbox Everywhere. Tweet it. Have fun with it. But thanks for having me. I'm very interested to see what everybody's thoughts were about the show. Games, all that other stuff that was shown. I like everybody on this panel, so I think we're gonna have some fun times, and nice to get on the show. So happy to be here. Thanks a lot.
Tell me if y'all see yourself live, because I don't see y'all.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Yes, I see everybody. You got a 6, then 7, and you got the gameplay right above us.
I see it.
Yep.
They acting crazy on YouTube.
Oh man.
Oh boy, this is crazy. Anyway,
that's why me and Hustler go for very basic.
All I do is hit the start button. I don't know what happened, but anyway, we got 51 people in the other chat. I don't know why. So share this link out again. I'll share it out when I get an opportunity. And his partner in crime, aka my brother from another mother who's always here. My man, Italian Clowns from 4GQTV, the host with the most. What's good with you, brother?
What's up, man? Pleasure being here. Thank you for having me on this special panel. Everybody here is amazing. I watch Addict stream, I watch Dutch, I watch Hustle, and I watch you and Super G. So let's go, man. Excited for this. And, of course, Paris, we're always watching Disney shows in the background.
Facts. Listen, people in the chat, y'all got to retweet this out. I don't know what happened between YouTube and OBS, but this is a brand new link. I'm going to have to edit this out later, and we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, let's get to my man from the UK, Mr. Wandering Dutch. Yo, listen, you talking about a dude that does an excellent thing on his podcast. Yo, this guy's amazing. Shout out to you for coming up. He represents the Primetime Gaming Podcast, and he does so many things in this industry in terms of being a content creator. He brings that heat. He has great point of views. He's also always a special guest in the Iron Lords, because that's how I met him. I think we played 1 game or 2 games together, Dutch.
Yeah.
On Xbox. Wonderful individual. Thank you for support. Thank you for pulling up, because the time over there is crazy. It's good to have you, my brother. How you doing this evening?
Yeah, awesome to be here. As I mentioned earlier, it's for the UK, it's pretty warm over here at the moment, and unfortunately, unlike the US, we don't have aircon built into these houses. And it's fully insulated, so it's super warm and it keeps the heat in. It doesn't let it go. So other than that, awesome to be here. Awesome guests, awesome panel. Can't wait to get into it.
Now we're going to get into Addict's better half, man. This dude, when I first spoke to him or typed to him, we was typing about camera lenses and tech talk. And this is how I met this guy. Absolutely amazing. And then I had to big you up at PAX. I said, yo, your partner in crime in the Addicts world, you definitely bring a different element, and he keeps you level, because, Addict could be a little to the left.
Hey, first off, ain't nobody keeping me level, okay?
That might be true. Shout out to my man, Hustle and Motivate. And he always, like my boy, Dragonheart Yobi, always has something positive to say on the internet. What's good with you, brother? I'm glad you could make it. I know your baby was down the other day and you pulled up and said, Lemon, can I still get on? Yes, you can get on. You the reason we got 7 windows, because it always was 6.
well, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And real quick, shout out to Dragonheart Yobi, man. Hey, Yobi, you are far too kind, sir. You are far too kind. Hey, it's a pleasure to make everybody here's acquaintance. Dutch, me and Dutch done cross paths a couple times. Me and Super G, we done cross paths a couple times on Twitter, clowns, and I think I met the rest of you guys, of you two, of course, through LP. So no, it's definitely good to be here, man. We gonna talk about what's going on with this Xbox conference, but I have one question, not to derail anything. I do have one question. Did y'all play the greatness known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge?
Oh, yeah. Right, you know it.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Just beat it.
Yeah, beat it yesterday.
Game of the year, I'm calling it now. Elden Ring, what's that? I don't know what Elden Ring is. Game of the year, I'm calling it now. Thank y'all for having me, though. And I look forward to the pod, man. I'm trying to have fun tonight.
Okay. Then we got my other man, Mr. Addict, a.k.a. behind the scenes, a.k.a. production team leader over there on the Iron Lords podcast, a.k.a. the host of Addict's World, which I love to go over there and see him, but he has brought a new element to the game. He's doing a co-op stream with his lady, looking like a Care Bear couple. Shout out to my boy Addict. Oh, welcome to the show, baby. What's good with you, bro?
No, you didn't, bro.
That's a good look. We all need a Care Bear in our life. Shoot.
But I appreciate the invite. As 108 said, I am the worst half of Hustle. I'm the negative Nancy on everything. If I don't like what you're doing, I'm gonna make my voice loud. It's gonna be loud, and I'm gonna be proud. It's gonna be loud. But appreciate the invite.
You dropped some good gaming reviews and all that over there on that channel. You do a lot of great work, man. A lot of great work. I respect the hell out of you. You definitely on your grind. I respect that. Then we got my man, the driver, in the building, fresh off of seeing that new Jurassic Park movie with the fam, a.k.a. Super Dad on the Planet, a.k.a. my host with the most. G, what's popping?
Man, it's a lot that's popping, dude. This panel is on fire, dude. I showed up. I was like, yo, look at all these people. This is exciting, man. Clowns, my boy, got to finally see you in person. Kept that energy. I loved it. Paris, awesome dude. Dutch, man, fantastic beer and dope controllers. I'm gonna send you a controller. I need some of that custom work, man. Addict, chatted with you. You're a dope guy. Hustle, my dude. I love your taste in music, bro. That's my dude right there.
Well,
I send him tracks and be like, yo, what you think about this? And he'll be like, fire. And we good. So that's kind of how we've like met. But this panel dog is dope. I'm excited. Can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts on the show. My thoughts a little different from probably everybody's, but let's get it.
Well, first, I'm gonna start with the host the most, man. And we ain't gonna even get into the Xbox Bethesda thing. Let's talk, Mr. Paris. Let's talk about that FanFest. That FanFest, baby. Let's talk about it, man. How was that event for you? Was it usual, business as usual, being at it, that you had the in-person event, man, or was it more of an excitement for you? And how did the crowd react?
Well, when I first got there, I showed up on Thursday, so I was volunteering to do some work on the setup and stuff like that. We were participating in getting all the jerseys together, getting all the downstairs part of it where all the fans would walk up, set up, and a few other things. Got a couple of tours of the entire event just so we knew where everything was. And the way that they set this thing up, it was just totally awesome. Like, it was the teams that were involved that put this thing together. They did an excellent job. Shout out to all the people that if they're watching this, all the hard work they did. So when first thing in the morning, as I stroll up, guess who I see in the front of the line?
Mr. Clown.
Say Carlo and Dave from in the front of the line. I was like, hey, what's going on? You guys are first place. Look at that. And then, I started walking down and as people are coming in, I walked the line and talked to people. Everybody was excited. this is like one of the first events we had in a while, like an Xbox event, in person. So it was the excitement was there. The nervousness of of course COVID is around, but just everybody just being just hyped to see what we were going to do. We took a little beat down a couple of weeks ago with the announcement of the delays of Bethesda's Redfall and Starfield. So, the pressure was on. I couldn't even sleep. So it was like, man, I know we're going to deliver. But it's just like, how are the fans going to react? And I think we pulled it off. We did a great job. Everybody was hyped about it. We got some awesome exclusive games coming to Game Pass. I think somebody made a commercial. How do you say it?
Game Pass. That Game Pass hype train, something else, baby. Something else.
It was awesome to see, to be there, talking to all the fans, getting everyone's opinion. I was, talking about cloud just to see what everybody was sort of thinking about and things like that, and how they play on cloud, what type of things they would like to see on cloud, because cloud is something that, it's the way of the future, and we just need to, just figuring out sort of like how can we get the best games to people on any device anywhere. So, it was great. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice, man. It's good. It's good. First of all, I was very excited to see y'all back out there doing what y'all do, because I know Xbox as a company and as your leadership, they're out there with the people and they're having conversations and they're very friendly. I was telling Clowns that before he got there. So you're going to see how open Microsoft is into conversation. There's very rare you see people of that status mingling with the gamers. So it was good to see. It was good to see. Mr. Clowns, give him your take on Game Fest as a fan and as a content creator. Talk to me.
Man, I gotta tell you this. The way that the whole event was set up was awesome. Xbox had thought of everything. I mean, they had the big signs out that you could take pictures in front of if you were before or after FanFest. Once you got inside, there was green lights everywhere. There was like all this Xbox energy. They had chairs on the floor in front of the stage. They had upstairs, row, kind of like a movie theater with cushioned seats for more comfortability, which is where Dave and I chose to sit, by the way. FanFest VIP, baby. We had reserved seats.
Oh, my Lord. Here we go, the clout.
Yeah.
Let's go. Capping.
And you know what, though? I want to say this. There was a lot of energy there, a lot of passion. Like, all positivity. Everybody I spoke to was positive. They were happy there was in-person event. They were happy that they could talk to executives and Xbox employees. They were happy that also, huge shout out to Xbox for this, right? Unlimited food and sodas. Unlimited. Really. It was unlimited. You could you saw people go back up 4, 5, 6 times. They had pizzas, pulled chicken, pulled pork, I don't even know what else. Just so much stuff.
Did you
Dessert.
just say
Sliders,
pulled
the
chicken?
sliders, my dude. The
Is
sliders,
pulled
bro.
chicken a thing?
Yeah.
Hold on. Pulled chicken?
Yeah, just like pulled pork.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
I never
real.
heard of that. I ain't getting none of that.
It's not a myth. It's real. No, yeah. Then they had these photo booths where you could take pictures and you could put yourself in a picture with Redfall, Starfield, or Diablo. And when that showcase came on and you were looking at that big screen, it just kind of blew your mind a little bit. You were up there, you saw this huge screen. I don't know how many pixels are in that thing, but it's huge. And then the music and the sound, the volume was perfect. It kind of blew you away. The excitement, especially when Forza came on and Redfall and Starfield, the crowd excitement was wild. I can't even describe it. Before the whole thing, too, we were doing, Greenberg started the Xbox wave like this, and the whole crowd was doing back and forth for 5-10 minutes during a countdown. Man, Lemon, gotta tell you. But, real quick, we got number one in line, right? We drove at 3:40 a.m. in LA on the expressway, made it to the Novo parking lot, parked on the second floor, up the escalator, mapped out the bathrooms, and we stood in line from 5 a.m. all the way through until they opened the gates. And you know what? Every security guard, every Xbox employee saw us. They're like, oh, yeah, you guys are number one. We'll make sure nobody cuts in front of you. And exactly what they did. They honored our number one spot, man. Oh man, it's such a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One thing, just one more thing I want to like to call out is how we handled accessibility there.
Mm.
I don't know if you've seen some of the tweets and some of the things that people were saying about it, but shout out to our accessibility team. You know, we had interpreters, we had folks to get people to where they needed to get.
Thanks.
It was an awesome job for accessibility. Everywhere there was an interpreter. Even when Phil Spencer was doing the autographs, an interpreter there so people could see what he was saying and stuff like that. It was an awesome job by our accessibility teams. We had the controllers at every station, the Xbox accessibility controllers at every station for folks to play. The booths. I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures of where they had the booths where people can play the games.
Yes.
So they had accessibility controllers there, but they also had the you can raise and lift the desk, so people can put their arms up. There's keyboards and mouses and controllers and everything. So awesome job to the accessibility team.
And let me say something. In 2018, when they first made that controller, right? That's called the adaptive controller.
Controller. Yeah.
I interviewed them downstairs next to the Sea of Thieves booth. Now, you know that's a long time, 2018, because that game wasn't even out then. Was it? No, right? No, it wasn't out.
Nah, I think it was coming out.
It was coming out. And what's crazy as when you talk to developers and stuff, they're so excited for stuff. But these people from that team, they were so excited to have all these options available to, you know, with the accessibility options, to have all this stuff connected to this one controller and to bring different people into being able to play the games that we play normally. And it was good to interview them. So I know they definitely respect the accessibility aspect of gamers, because that team, I was, because when I went to do the interview, somebody was like, nobody gonna want to see that. I said, but there's people out there that need to see that. So when I did it, they were so enthusiastic. They sold me on it. That's how good they were. Right. I was like, wow. You was with me, right, Jay, at that time?
Yeah.
When I spoke to Jeff Keighley at that time. Yeah. We was downstairs. Man, I was like, damn, that okay, you motivate somebody who don't even need one.
That's when we first met James Shields.
Yeah,
we were right there.
That's right. That's right. So I know that team is definitely Microsoft takes that seriously, and shout out goes out to them for that, man, because that's a big part of the market too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to play, you know, that want to play. So that's a good option. Mr. Wandering Dutch, talk to me. We're going to start jumping into this Bethesda and Xbox showcase.
Yes.
First, I wanted to know, what game was that game for you? What game really shine for you?
Outside, I'm going to go for the surprise showing for me, and the surprise showing from the showcase for me was High on Life. That's a good one. Stood out big time, and the main reason it stood out was the wild creative world that it managed to capture. Never mind the hilarity and the jokes that are going to get in the full game when we get to it, but
right.
It just, to me, it stood out as one of those Psychonauts 2 moments where the creativity and everything kind of really shone on screen. And then in the extended showcase, of course, it's not the main one, but the extended one with the interview with the team behind it, who really were pretty new to game development as well. I think their enthusiasm for their world, their characters, their creations, etc., really shone through, and that reminded me a lot of Tim Schafer and his guys.
Right.
So that one specifically for me was the one that jumped out. Of course, all day we could sit here and talk about how great Starfield looked and how great Redfall actually played on screen, and the amazing Turn 10 and what they've done with Forza. But High on Life was the big standout surprise for me.
Okay. We're going to come back to you because we got some other games to talk about. Mr. Hustle, a.k.a. the technology genius in the building. You know what I'm saying? This is my man. Yo, listen, when I tell somebody, I've met a few people in this game that I can say, you know what? I see you eye to eye in this technical talk. It's you and Ricari. It's very rare you sit down and you talk in language and people's eyes don't start turning into jello. They be like, what are you talking about? You're one of those guys. So if I need to pick up the phone and be like, yo, bro, this is what it is. I'm tired of talking to people like, what is that? Race tracing. Shout out to my boy 100 in the chat. Talk to me. What was that one game that tipped you over and said, you know what? I need this.
Yeah, it was a multiplayer, but Flint Hook, Siege of Dawn. But we saw old girl. Whew, we saw old girl. It was like kind of like a God of War clone. It was a game that was in third person. And Addict, you know this personally. One of my biggest complaints about Xbox, and I know this is a multiplayer game, is that Xbox, for me, they don't have enough third person stuff. Like I love Gears, right? But I love it because it's third person. But there's a lot of first person stuff that they always have, like Doom, like Halo. That list will go on and on and on. Right. So when I saw this game, and it actually looked good. I felt like that, Flint Hook. I feel like it stole the show for me personally. It was one of the reasons. It was one of the reasons why the show got like it got a 6.5 from me. However, but it was one of the reasons why it pushed it over.
I just figured out how to shut your mic off. Let me.
Oh man, let's not do that. Let's not even do that. Let's not even do that. Yes. Oh, don't worry, because we got something out the land of the rising sun that kind of pushed that over too. Which all Xbox gamers and all Game Pass holders should really be excited for in October. But I'm gonna stay on Flint Hook, man. It looked cool. It definitely looks super fun. Like I said, I'm gonna be able to play that on Game Pass, Steam, and I'm gonna rock that on Team Green though, man. Because I got a feeling since they showed it there, even though they didn't announce it, I really got a feeling that they're gonna have like some type of special thing. Yeah, I don't know if it's illegal in that, but you remember how they would say like, "Hey, plays best on this console." Remember it would say like, "Plays best on Xbox." I feel like since they showed that game first, maybe they got the marketing rights to it, so I'm gonna support it over there, man.
I was going to say it's actually for Flintlock Siege of Dawn because I've had it on the indie showcase as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Sony have also put it out earlier, but very discreetly. They've had a kind of a developer diary on it.
Wow, they didn't say nothing about it because I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, exactly. It was quiet. Yeah, it was quiet.
Oh my
but,
goodness.
No, I agree with you. It looks awesome. Awesome. But that one actually, up until this showcase, had a release date of 22. So that took me by surprise, seeing it moved to 23. But either way, it's still high up on my list as well. So yeah, shout out to that one.
All right, before we get to my bro Addict, aka I don't play with no games. I'm hard on everything. I want what I want. Addict's World. We're gonna get into a super chat for my man Smitty Smith. Bro, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Revenge is an absolute tour de force. The music, the graphics, the characters, the cameos, the nostalgia, and they had the music track from my fellow New Yorkers, Ray and Ghost. Shout out to you, Smitty Smith, one of my biggest supporters on the channel. Shout out to you for coming out, man. Then we got another super chat from the legendary Dragonheart Yobi. Peace, love, life. You missed a super chat, Lemon. I love you, brother. Keep up the great work. Your gentlemen are changing the world for the better. Thank you. First of all, if I missed it, it had to be in that last stream that messed up. But if you sent something, you can regurgitate. You got it? Oh,
yes,
see, this is why I rock with you.
Actually,
I didn't get it.
And he was speaking about me, so let me go ahead and read that. That man said, "Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi, man. I love you, boy."
Yeah, he's
He said, "His greatness, hustle and motivate is in the building. Let's go."
Yeah,
I appreciate you, Yobi.
You know what's crazy?
Mean that, dog.
I told him he was coming on the show. I said, I got my man Hustle and Motivate, man. I've been wanting to get him on the podcast for a minute. He said, yo, that's his greatness. I said, I'm not calling him that.
you know what's crazy? Yobi the only one who called me that, but
I know.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And
That's
I
my
appreciate
guy,
the
man.
love. Yeah,
That's
I appreciate the love.
Addict,
Real.
a.k.a. Mr. Critical. Tell me, what was that game to give you goosebumps from the show?
Wulong Fallen Dynasty game. That was probably one of the few games. Yeah. I actually liked what I saw that Minecraft Legends. I just got to see a little bit more on the gameplay because I like strategic games. I'm really big on strategic games. When that game was leaked, they kind of act like it was a turn-based, but what I saw didn't look turn-based.
It looked action.
So I felt,
It looked action-oriented. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got to see more on exactly how the strategic part comes into play.
108DRAGONSTV,
I heard they
welcomes
did
everyone.
a little more in-depth trailer. I ain't got around to it yet, so I'll probably look into that up. I have the thing up. One thing I will say is I'm not a huge racing fan, but I don't know why. But doing the loop-de-loops with the Hot Wheels thing, that's classic. I don't know why, but that vibes with me. So I think I'm gonna mess with that. And Overwatch 2, I'm a huge Overwatch fan. So those are the couple games that really appealed to me. I really enjoyed what I saw about them. I definitely see where you guys are coming with Flintlock, but I got to see more on that game before I like get really hyped. So
Okay. Super. Talk to me. What was that one title that did it for you that said, you know what, day one I'm in, even though 99% of that stuff was in Game Pass. Yo,
Man, it's too hard to say one. I feel like Attic right now, dude.
Now we
It's
gonna
too
come
hard.
back to other games. Don't worry. We got 2
well,
hours.
I'm gonna just say that since no one said it, the last case of Benedict Fox, bro. That game looked nuts. Like that game when I was watching, I was like, "What is this show?" Like it looked so dope, dude. So I would just say that one. I have more, but I'll just say that one.
Mr. Paris,
nobody else said it.
What was the game that do it for you?
We can say that one that you just called out. Phil actually said the same thing. It was a surprise sort of game. Starfield was, that was anticipated, waiting on the gameplay. So I was excited about that. What else? As Dust Falls.
I'm gonna get into that in a minute.
Yeah, that silk song too.
Yeah. Pediment, Shadow Legacy, Diablo seasons, CFD season 7. That was pretty cool. Cocoon. I mean, I'm gonna go
fire.
Hold on, Paris. You want to pull out all of them? It was 50 titles.
It was just so many.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why he said what. It was boxing us in, bro. He said what, bro?
That's why I didn't even listen to that.
I can't let y'all shoot y'all load too early. Chicks are getting pregnant out here. Let's go.
I don't need no more of those, bro.
I know.
Flight sim, being able to fly the Halo ship.
Oh my god. I can't even get into that.
Yeah, and you can play flight sim in the cloud on any device.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, really impressed by how far xClouds came.
Yeah, it's
facts.
Yeah, it's different.
So I remember the first year I played it. It was
different.
Crazy.
I was playing Yakuza Like a Dragon on my Xbox through xCloud, and obviously, it's not 100% 1-to-1, but you'd have to actually play games a lot to really notice the difference.
Right.
It wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. Clowns, talk to me. What was that one title that really did it for you?
A lot of people are not going to agree with me on this one, right? But I'm going to say it anyway.
It's about you.
Yeah.
It's all about you, brother.
One surprise sleeper hit for me was Pentiment by Obsidian. I really like the style of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just it kind of looks like, walking paper cartoons with this ridiculous story. And I just can't wait to play it, man. I'm excited for it.
Clowns, I'm with you. I am so with you, bro. I just looked at that and I don't know why I seen some old school comedic humor, dude. I don't know, like some Benny Hinn stuff or something or what the hell is it called? What was it? I can't think of it. Like Motley. I'll come to me. It doesn't matter. But go ahead.
Oh, Mighty Python.
Monty Python. There we go.
Python.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, there it is.
I seen that, bro. When I was watching, I was dying, bro. In my head, I was like, "Yo, this looks just like that, bro." But go ahead. Sorry about that.
And then,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then the second one, of course, which is almost tied to that, is High on Life by the creators of Rick and Morty.
yeah.
I mean, the humor in that and the guns that talk to you. Come on, man! This is great stuff that they showed.
Just wants you to murder everything.
Yeah, the knife, and then the one that was like shoot my kids.
Most of the time, I'm big on having serious tone games. There's only a couple that predate that. I think Fable is one of the games that I ignore that kind of silly fashion. But that game, I don't know why, there was some type of charm to that game that I was like, I think I'm going to try that out. Because it was a funny type of humor. I don't know. Maybe I don't like dry humor. I've always never been a fan of dry humor stuff like American Dad or something.
Right.
But that seemed like that wasn't forcing humor. It was just funny.
Like Beavis and Butthead funny.
Yeah. I would say that's
Something like that.
They just say crazy stuff and you just be laughing like, yo, they crazy. Before I get into mine, let me get into this super chat real quick. From Steve Bico. Stopping by late. You ain't never late, bro. Never. You show up, you here. That's what it is. Shout out to everyone. Love the showcase. which delivered a ton of quality-looking content for what? Game Pass. I love saying that. I love the best deal in gaming, baby. I keep telling people, man, god damn. But listen, my standout, first of all, is what I told everybody was going to be the first true next-gen game. It was going to be the stepping stone to the future. I said it for over a year. I said, turn 10 is going to shock the world, like Ali. That's a fact. And I was so right. To see Forza with full ray tracing, they did a comparison video between the old environments versus the new ones on these tracks. It destroyed Forza Motorsport 7 by light years. Now, this was crazy. Xbox One X was an amazing system. It brought 4K gaming, 4K textures, draw distances out the frame, and that was last gen. To see Motorsport in its full glory, I had full faith in two companies from Microsoft to display a true next-gen title. First of all, the coalition with anything Unreal Engine, and Turn 10. So dude's like, what you mean? Ratchet and Clank or this other game? And I said, listen, I love those games too. But you talking about a technology leap in graphics? I told everybody, Forza, the new Forza, either it's Forza 8 or Forza Reboot, whatever it is, I said Turn 10 is going to show. Only thing I was wrong about is coming out this year, but it's coming out in the spring. But I said there's going to be, that game is going to destroy every racing game we've ever seen. When they first started the showcase and they showed that car in slow motion next to the red car, and you saw full detail of the passing car, I almost passed out because I knew it. I knew it. Tears came to my eyes. I had goosebumps. I'm glad we wasn't on camera because I was emotional because I knew it. And I'm not a Horizon fan. Horizon's an awesome game. Didn't say that. It was excellent to see Hot Wheels. I'm more of a track dude, right? Yo, absolutely stunning. I was impressed with the whole show, but that was stunning. We've never seen that on PC and no console, of course. But I don't even see that on PC in no racing game ever. So that was my thing. My next thing was Callisto Protocol. I almost passed out because it even has the same or a little bit better animations than Dead Space. I'm a Dead Space dude, right? So I thought that was amazing. But one thing that really did it for me at the show, and this is why Microsoft always, as a company, does great things. I have many friends that work there. For years, before I even did content, I got friends that work at Microsoft. Let me tell you something. What they did for the team that's making Stalker 2 was awesome. It was classy. You know what I'm saying? It just showed the respect for the developer and the tragedy that things that's happening over there. So I really, and they ended it with that. I really felt good to see them showing respect and homage to these people that's in real trouble. You know what I'm saying? So those three things is what did it for me. So I got another question. I'm gonna name something to you. I'm gonna go straight to Attic, because Attic is rough. Attic is rough on games. A Plague's Tale. Talk to me. What did you get out of that?
Look good. I dropped the first one, and it wasn't necessarily a representation of the game. It was just there was a lot of stuff going on at the time, and I didn't have time, and I never went back to it. Because that game's coming out soon, I'll probably go back and pick up the first one again because I am interested. It's just I've never had the opportunity to go back because once like a certain amount of time goes through, there's other games that I'm reviewing. Like I almost never go back to a game, but I do like what I see on that game. This one you should though.
Yeah, this one you should though.
I like how detailed the world is. I like I'm still curious why there's so many rats. I don't like rats, but I'm sure the first one will tell me something related to that. So I'm interested. I'm interested.
Paris, talk to me. What did A Plague's Tale do to you? Did it give you that drama of the first one? Because I think the first one is good, but it didn't draw me. But it is on Game Pass, so you can't keep trying.
Yeah, well, that's the other. I didn't know too much about this the series, so watching this for the first time was something that I was like, okay, it drew me in. Something that I'll probably play because it's on Game Pass, and I do have a backlog, but Game Pass allows me to get through that backlog, so it's pretty cool. I definitely will play this. I'm always looking to try to find sort of some games that I really don't know nothing about, and to jump into the story, and then maybe go back and play the previous one. But yeah, depends on how I like it. So
Right.
yeah, it did its thing. It had a nice view. Definitely got a crowd pop. People were pretty excited about it. So yeah, we'll see.
And you know what? I can concur with that because I'm not a fan of the first one. I thought it was all right, but I saw the second game and said, you know what? Maybe I should beat the first one now because that looked pretty damn good, and it looked like they took it to a new level. So I could appreciate that.
I've always been a big believer in, if a game can get a sequel, it should, because you should at least be able to improve on the stuff that you did right and that you did wrong in the original one. So I've always felt like, if a game is able to get a sequel, I do feel like it should get a sequel.
And you know what game that is for me, Addict?
Hmm.
What's that? Hellblade? Hellblade? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
I don't like that first game.
That's another game I gotta actually
But the
play.
second game, I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to beat the first one. Because I tried to play that game 3 times, even with the update, and said, this
I can't handle her whispering into my
yes,
ear, man.
Thank you.
I just can't deal with it.
I thought it just was me.
I've tried so many times, but when she starts whispering, it's like a bad vibe down my spine. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like some mental issue got that I won't accept. But geez, I'm just like, stop it.
Somebody told me, Lemon, it's about mental health. I said, I guess that's why I ain't like Moon Knight. I don't watch superhero movies to see mental health issues. I'm sorry. I want to see fighting. But okay. Mr. Dutch, talk to me. What did you think about Plague's Tale? Because we're going to go down this list I got over here. Y'all named some good ones, but I got a nice little list. I want to get everybody's reactions.
Yeah, Plague's Tale 2 looks like an awesome second entry into the series. You can never doubt Asobo though, the work, and considering that's kept on their own proprietary engine as well, there's even more outstanding work. It's a really great engine. The first one was beautiful. Some extra mechanics in this second one as well, to help you get through there. Some more weapons. Those who were a little bit bored with the first one, only having the slingshot for the entirety of the game. At least in this one, you've got more weapons.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, did all of that. I'm like,
hey, but when you level that slingshot up, that thing was a monster, bro.
I ain't get that far because I was tired of it.
Those that were bored with that slingshot, at least in this one, you've got knives where you can, and that was brutal. Let's face it, that was more like the Last of Us level stuff where you're stabbing people in the neck and stuff from behind, and have a little bit more stealth options that way. Then you've got the crossbow, then you've got fire bombs you can throw at people, and they really leveled up the combat a bit. And I think if you have a look at the way the progression in some of these third-person action RPG games or action-adventure games, we can also look across to the likes of Hellblade as well, where we'll probably see a little bit more in-depth combat. And we have a look at both these games into sync, and have a look at what Plague Tale did in the first one, which was a really great story, really awesome-looking game, but the combat was a little bit iffy because you only had one section really to go down there, and that was the slingshot. Same applied to Hellblade. You only had kind of very finite combat, but you had a lot of the world was beautiful, the story was awesome, the 3D audio was amazing. And again, we'll see both of these games level up respectively. It looks absolutely awesome. And again, the first one's on Game Pass, the second one's on Game Pass. Shout out to Asobo, again, one of them studios that are absolutely phenomenal right now, and they can only improve. And again, for those, and we have to shout this out, for those of on Xbox asking for third-person action-adventure games, like your Last of Us games, everything like that, it's a must-play to go on and play a Plague's Tale, because that is the type of story you're looking for.
Facts. Well, G, you touched on it a little bit, so you talk about a Plague's Tale. What it did for you?
Man, I'm excited for it. I couldn't wait, bro, because I beat the crap out of the first one. I think I'm like one achievement short of like completing it like 1000%. I think it's like finding the cart. So just like going through. I didn't look enough to find all the carts in the game that give you these unlockables, but I did unlock like everything. So I know about the weapons. I understand what you guys are saying about the slingshot, but if you get a little further, dude, you can start throwing these little bombs and doing all that. Like combat does advance, but it just takes a while, and some people don't have the patience to go 50% of the game before they find more weapons to use. But it is a great game. The storytelling is fantastic. So just stick along, dude, just for that story. Like a story alone, dude, is good. So whoever, dude, panel, go back and play it, please. Just do yourself that and go back and play it and give it a real shot. Because they're not gonna let you know. I see this one being like Uncharted 1, how like Uncharted 1 was like kind of subpar, but then 2 came back as a big banger. I feel like this is gonna happen for this series.
Oh man, you know that's you saying a lot, because Uncharted 2, as we all know, is a classic.
Uncharted 2 is GOAT, bro. That's the best Uncharted. For sure. I'm not saying it's gonna be as great as Uncharted 2. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that transition, or I'll use Mass Effect. So the difference from Mass Effect 1 and 2, like I feel like that's the way this series is gonna jump.
All right, Hustle, talk to me. Plague's Tale. Chime in.
Plague's Tale. I just put up Uncharted, just put it up. But here's what I'll say about a Plague's Tale. The very first one, I actually, because as people may or may not know, The Last of Us Part 1 is my second favorite game of all time. And shout out to Oh No, it was Alex. He said, Hustle, if you want something with a good story in it, let me recommend the Plague's Tale. So when I saw Plague's Tale 2, I didn't know. Well, and shout out to you, Dutch, because I didn't know that they had their own proprietary engine. It looks really good. I thought it was an Unreal 5 or Unreal 4 or whatever. I didn't know. It looks really good. So I'm that guy when you say, you know, we need that third person story narrative type game. I'm that guy, because that's what I enjoy. I love Uncharted. I do love The Last of Us. I love games like that. And my biggest criticism of Microsoft is that they don't have enough of that. So I'm gonna make it my business probably next month. Like next month after I, play The Last of Us, right? I'm gonna make it my business to play a Plague's Tale Part 1. I'm gonna make it my business to play and beat the first one, just so I can gear up for the second one. Because the Part 2 looked really good. It looked real good, man. You know, the rats, I ain't geeking off the rats. What's up?
Part 2 looks even better if you played and went through Part 1, because you understand what you're seeing more, dude. So I mean, you guys are already hyped for it, but for us that like beat the game and played all the way through, see what's coming, like it's just pure excitement, man.
I mean, yeah. So I look forward to it. It actually, and I said this during the LP stream. I was like, yo, this looks really good, and it makes me want to go back and play the first one. And shout out to trailers. Like I love trailers that'll make you do that, right? They'll have
That's
you.
what it did for me.
They'll feed.
That's what it did for me.
Yeah, they'll feed you. They'll feed you this. I'm like, okay, well, since I missed this first one, let me go ahead and run it back one time, man. Like I said, I got the main gaming out the way with the games that I want to play. But I'm gonna run back and check that out. It looked really good. You got to pardon me. I'm looking at the chat, which is over here, and the camera's here, so you got to pardon me. But yeah, I look forward to it. It looked really good, man.
You want to be me? I got 3 screens.
Oh, you got it. I got 3 of them over here too. You got it.
Clowns, take us home before we move on to this other title I want to talk about.
So when you're referring to the new Plague's Tale, right?
Yeah.
Plague, however I say. I played the first one and I kind of dropped off somewhere after an hour or so. And it's not that it's not a good game. It's built very well, but I don't know. It's just not my type of game. I'll try out the new one though. I'll give it a shot.
The new one
I always
looked
give
more
every
action
game a fair
oriented. That's what got me. It looked like it was more action. Because the first one, I was like, oh, let me wake up in the middle of the session. What happened here? But, that don't mean it ain't good. I ain't say it wasn't good. I just said that, like G said, you got to put the time in and you get the reward. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing with Hellblade.
I do want to say something about it, though. So, if I have a Samsung TV with an Xbox Everywhere Game Pass app, that's where I'll be playing it.
You know what? That was the cheapest plug in the history of plugs, yo. But you know what? You get an E for effort. I'll make a commercial for you. You happy? Well, I ain't gonna say too much. I'm gonna try to play through the first one so I can get a chance to play the second one because it's in Game Pass. And if you are tired of seeing that train, refund your tickets and please get off at Broadway Junction. Facts. I don't know what else to tell you because that train gonna be popping. Now, we know with Starfield and Redfall being delayed, showcasing these two games was very important because we saw trailers last year. We saw well, technically, Starfield was in-game graphics in the trailer form, but Redfall was just a trailer. Now, I think Microsoft came and swung for the fences and started to show off with a critically acclaimed title that people wanted to see. We're gonna start with you, Paris. What did Redfall do for you? Because I was excited. It didn't look like Back from the Dead. It didn't look like Aliens, Colony Warriors. It looked like its own entity of game. So what did that game do for you? And being at that showcase, how did the fans react?
I think the last time we saw Redfall, for myself, the last trailer I saw was just, they just showed like video, like
Right.
animated scenes and stuff like that, which got me hyped the first time. But now looking at the gameplay, it was just awesome. And one other thing that was pretty cool is hearing Naveen Crumby's voice finally in the character even more. We actually interviewed her on the 4GQ TV channel, so it was pretty cool to actually get more of her and see more of what she was doing for voice acting in the show. Because we did in the game we did interview her, but she wasn't able to talk about the game so much. And they don't even know; they have no clue like when games are going to drop. They don't even know where their voice is going to be in the game sometimes. So it was pretty cool to get that. But yeah, Redfall. 4-player, I'm a multiplayer guy. I love playing with
Facts.
people. That's just
thing.
what I like to do. So being able to play 4 players with just different characters I can run through and learn. I like how all their different skill sets are going to be needed in the game based off of what you saw. Certain people are going to be able to do certain things. So I loved it. I think it's going to be a really nice, fun game to run with your friends, and then if you want to play solo, you can do that. But I love multiplayer games, and this really, 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 really hit for me. Really resonated with me too, because just the culture side of it, having a African American female in the show, in the game, a lead character at that too. So shout out to Bethesda on the diversity side. And things like that. So I am extremely happy for that game when it comes out.
All right. Dutch, talk to me. Redfall. Did they show up? Did they bring what they needed to bring to showcase while we waiting for this game?
Yeah, definitely. For me, I'm not a guy that judges anything based on a CGI trailer, so I can never get hyped for something based on a logo or just a nice kind of intro CGI. That type of stuff doesn't. I can say, yeah, it looks interesting, but I'll wait until I see gameplay. And the gameplay looked great. I'm interested to see more of the world before I get more hyped. Again, we know this is an open world, Borderlands-esque shooter where it's 4-player co-op. They did say, unlike a lot of games as well, you can be all the same character if you want when you're playing co-op, which will be awesome and cool at the same time. But yeah, it looked good. It certainly on the visual perspective, it looked great. The one thing that stood out to me from the entirety of watching the showcase, both in 4K and afterwards, was I wish this could be shown in HDR, and I'm pretty sure they could have probably uploaded a HDR version of all of this, because I think it did detract a lot, specifically from Redfall, from some of the deeper colors and the blacker blacks and some of the kind of ambient moments. So I'm looking at it, really, I thought these all look great, but I can't wait to see them when we've got either Dolby Vision or Atmos or whatever it is on these games that really make some of these colors pop and make all of these darker blacks black and reds, like specifically with a vampire game and you've got blood everywhere and it's all red and vibrant electric.
And the neon.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to. So it did a great job in showcasing itself. I'm just looking forward to seeing a little bit more of it when we've got all the bells and whistles visually that we can see and be represented correctly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mr. Co-op King over here, aka Mr. Tying Clowns, talk to me. Redfall, what did it do for you? Did it give you those Back for Blood vibes?
Well, you know what? I gotta tell you this. Yes, it did give me a little bit of Back for Blood vibes, but I think that this is more advanced than Back for Blood. From what I've seen, it looks a lot more complex, and I think that's an amazing game. I'm glad that, I hate to say this, but I'm glad it was delayed so that way we can get a decent game when it's ready. And the fact that we interviewed Naveen Crumby as well, it made it a little bit more special for me because I got to actually hear her voice and more of her character and the way that she voice acted. So, I mean, it was a huge win for me seeing that right at the start of the show. It was a real banger for me. I can't wait to hop on it with everybody. It's going to be a game that we all can play, hop in. Hopefully it's drop in, drop out. I'm not sure about that, but I'm really hoping for it.
I'm pretty sure it will be. I'm pretty sure. And save progresses and stuff moving forward. Addict, talk to me. Redfall.
Before this show, I think I was probably at like a 3 or 4 for Redfall. I'm not the biggest fan of that type of like Left 4 Dead, Back for Blood type of gameplay.
Right.
So I automatically just threw this in with that type of
Do it to the
gameplay.
bushes, huh?
But it does look like there's a lot more in depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like I actually was more impressed by the showing here than Starfield, because I kind of knew what to expect from Starfield. I didn't know what to expect from this game. So it got my interest up. I just got to see more, in depth on what you do in this game to like really determine if I want to play it or not.
Okay. Hustle's back. Talk to me. Redfall, bro. Talk to me. Because, my man Wandering Dutch over here talking about color gamuts and color palettes and Atmos. And, we might have another techie on our hands. I see your work. I see you, Dutch. I see you in these streets. I respect your gangster. So talk to me, Mr. Hustle. Greatness.
I said, well, hey, shout out to Yoki. But no, I appreciate this. Here's what I can appreciate about Redfall, because it was leaked. But people were jumping out their seats. Was like, oh my God, it looks so bad. That was alpha footage. It did look it looked cool. I'm not sure who was playing. Shout out to whoever was playing, but they gotta get their aim together, But aside from that, it's like a Left 4 Dead type of game. And here's what maybe it won't surprise y'all, but the casual gamer in particular, like I met a bunch of super casual gamers that all they played was games for like Left 4 Dead and Back for Blood and stuff like that. Them the only type of games that they play. I'm interested to see if that game takes over what Back for Blood did. For me, Dutch, I think you had mentioned it. You said you could play as the same character. I just want to do like a playthrough, and I hope they give you like a special like achievement for that type of thing, because that's going to be kind of wild if you can play as just the one character.
On Twitter that literally just said yes, everyone can play as the same character, and they just showed 4 of the girl. I keep forgetting her name, but 4 of the girl in the lobby selection.
That's different, because a lot of games won't even let you play like that. So that's cool.
You're like, oh, I wanted to play as them.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, whoever just plays what you want.
That's one of those things. For me, it's in Game Pass. I'll try it out if people want to try it. Like again, and shout out to Other Zinc in the chat. He was like, one of PlayStation's biggest issues is the fact that they don't have any co-op games. And I feel him on that, man. More co-op games, the better, man. But I just hope the performance runs well. I'm sure that this game will be updated over time, so I'm not really concerned about how it looks. I was more concerned about, like I said, like during the ILP stream, I was more concerned about who was playing, like why they was missing so much, how they was so up close, and I was more concerned with stuff like that. I wasn't concerned with like the facial textures and the animations and all that, because I think the game's gonna come out fine. This game is gonna come out. It is what it is, but I think it's gonna come out fine though, in my opinion. And I'm definitely gonna try it. So, Addict, I know you're not into it, but hey, I'm gonna need somebody to run with. So, I'm gonna drag you right along with me, sir. So just be ready, all right?
I don't know, when it comes to like the PvP stuff, I've dedicated so much of my life to Destiny. I'm on this. I want to play games by myself, though. Like I put so much time into Destiny last generation.
Y'all got one selfish game in ILP. That's solved. You gonna join the ranks of the selfish one?
Like I'll still play co-op. Like I pretty much cut off like PvP type of content. I don't even really play it on Destiny much anyway. It's just like I think it was like 2,000 plus hours into Destiny last year. It's just like I'm not trying to do that, man. Like I'm willing to jump in and try games out, but as far as like stay on them as a multiplayer type of game, I just don't do that anymore. Not after Destiny.
Well, at least
Like,
you ain't gotta,
because
it's part of what you got. It's part of Game Pass, baby.
took years of my life.
2,000 hours. I kind of would be burnt out too. That's a addict. That's
And I
hardcore.
have a small amount compared to other people. I'm sure, like, you probably have just as much, if not more. So,
Yeah, I got 800 and something games. I don't even want to talk about my back catalog. It goes back to 360 and OG Xbox. So, backwards compatibility it's a great thing, but whatever. I just keep buying new games, and now I got Game Pass. They just keep dropping in the folders and taking up all my hard drive space, and now I got backup hard drive. I got like 5 hard drive plugs to my Xbox Series X. It's crazy.
Well, the cool thing about that now is now that you have cloud gaming, so now you don't have to download games to your console. You can play them in the cloud. So
You see that? It fell right in there. Thank you, Paris.
put it out there. I'm putting
Man,
it
working over there.
out there. I know, right?
Yeah, listen, do what you gotta do. It gets that 108 Dragon seal of approval.
At the FanFest, when I was talking to people about, just cloud gaming in general, they're like, some people are like, well, so do I need to download the game? I'm like, no, you don't have to download the game. And some people just didn't know that, right? Or they didn't know they can stream from their console. No, you can stream from
Paris. The streaming from, I think the top 2 ways to play on cloud at the moment is streaming from the browser on PC or streaming from console. I think mobile still needs a little bit of work for a little bit of latency and some of the networking issues. But again, the issue with mobile is there are so many devices with so many different type of things. Whereas Xbox, at least you know what you're getting. PC,
you don't know what
Some of it's botchy cell service.
the crazy part about it too is like I have friends that's in other parts of the world that's like 1-to-1 to them.
Yeah.
Right. One thing, certain people, depending on where you're at, their quality may not be the same quality as yours. They may have a different view on it because, in the United States and UK and, some countries it's we have a expectation, right? And it's a little different than other countries that they may not have the total infrastructure there, but things are in progress. Countries are getting better and deploying 5G now and stuff like that. So I expect it to get better just over the years as we go along. So yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do a cheap plug because my Microsoft Surface 2 works real good. Because I have 5G, works very well in xCloud, and so does my Surface Pro 8. Thank you.
Yeah, I do feel like
service. Go ahead, Attic. I'm sorry.
I do feel like cloud works on the assumption that one day everyone will have 5G. So
Look at Paris.
Flexing. That's right. We flexing right now. Look. This costs more than your TCL TV. Shout out to my brother King David.
Oh no.
It does.
And not a plug, but look forward to those Samsung TVs with that Game Pass app.
Facts. Jabs all around, baby. My phone costs more than your TV.
Yeah, you gotta chill, bro.
I'm sorry.
Chill,
I'm sorry.
dog.
They're going. All the King David haters is gonna come on this channel and try to kill me. What you said about my $499 TCL that met me at the door? Oh, I'm sorry. Woo. Oh, that was messy.
That is, bro.
It is, but whatever. Save up a little bit. Get your Samsung. You'll have Game Pass on it. That damn hype train. That's a fact. So let's get into a title that I was shocked to see and excited to see. Diablo 4. Now, the situation ain't done with Microsoft and Blizzard, but to see that game in action being captured on the Xbox Series X system. Super G, talk to me.
I'm excited, bro. I just like how Rod Ferguson made sure to state that it was captured on an Xbox Series
Facts.
X, bro. I just love how he did that. He didn't have to do that, but he did that. And I thank him for doing that. But yeah, dude, I'm excited, bro. I can't wait to get into it. I love Diablo. Always have loved Diablo. So I'm excited for it, dude.
Shout out to Rob for leaving Microsoft to come back to Microsoft.
Hey, he can't get away, huh? He can't get.
Yo, listen, man, it's a great company to work for. If I wasn't where I was at, I'd be probably putting in an application. That's a good company to work for. You know, let's go, Clowns. You've been quiet for a minute. Talk to me. Diablo 4. You know, shout out to my man Flamish. Diablo 2 don't never play, but it's all right. 8897.
You know, I gotta say this, right? I'm not the hugest Diablo fan in the world, but Diablo 4 just looked really good. I mean, the graphics were updated. The whole open world kind of thing with events popping up kind of got my interest there. You know, I'm intrigued. I'm excited. It looks a lot. It looks like a huge improvement over Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal. And, you know, I hope, you know, shout out to Flamish. I hope this is one game you actually beat before you make a judgment on it, because this looks epic. And, you know, shout out to Rod for coming back to Microsoft as well. You know, yeah, well, in the future, I could say.
And
maybe
Mike
in the future.
Ybarra.
Maybe.
Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome back.
Maybe in the future, yeah.
One of the first early dudes I met in my early content creator career. Shout out to my man. Wandering Dutch, talk to me, baby. Are you a Diablo player? What did this game do for you?
Yeah. I mean, literally, yesterday I think was on the hype of seeing Diablo. Both me and Boxenberger both jumped on the back on Diablo 3 as well. We're playing some of that again yesterday, but yeah, Diablo 4 looks awesome. It's a massive step up over 3.
And that says a lot. That says a lot, because 3 was awesome.
It is a massive step up in many circumstances, of course. And Boxenberger was saying the same thing. Of course, didn't expect it to be open world. That's a massive difference as well. Having these shared world experiences, where you've got these random bosses that just appear out of nowhere, and we've seen that in the footage as well in the gameplay kind of segment, where this huge boss just appeared and it was just battering everyone, and everyone needed to kind of go full tilt against it, and then it would disappear, and then it'd come through a portal and then come rain down on you again. It looked really good, really fun, but it just added that extra bit of oomph to this new one that I think that even 3 was missing. I know 3 was a bit of a Marmite game for Diablo fans. 2 was still kind of classed as the GOAT, but I think every Diablo fan is going to be happy with what they saw kind of on stage there. That's a
fact. Paris, are you a Diablo player?
I was not. I did play Diablo 2 on Xbox for the first time when we got it there. Yeah, and I was actually playing with Rod and Phil and all those folks. So it was pretty fun. And when they showed Diablo 4, I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And then when he said this is being captured on Xbox Series,
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting this. Like I said, I'm a big multiplayer game player, and I like playing with people. And this is just another one. You know, those big events, just being able to jump in and just everybody just go at it with a creature. Like that's awesome. Like, man, and then the way that they showed it, and the graphics, and the necromancer, they introduced that character build. So that's cool. That's new. That's fresh. PvP.
Yo, that was different.
Right? You know, that's sort of like, I was looking at that. I was like, okay, but I wonder. I was still wondering. I was like, so if you're with your friends and you jump into a PvP, is it just you and your friends versus others? So I'm curious about that. Being able to customize characters and do all those fun things. So I'm very, very excited for it. I don't play PC games that much, so being able to play this on my Xbox Series X is going to be awesome. I look forward to it. And playing all the dungeons and stuff like that. So it piqued my interest. I'm definitely gonna play it. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I looked at it. I'm a big Diablo 3 fan. I might have beat that game 3 times. I mean, we played that game for like 2 years straight, me and my friends, and we loved the game.
Same, bro. I did the same thing.
To see C4, and I sat in my seat like, wow. Like, to say it looks better than 3 is really a statement because
Yo, but 2 looks great though. The way they remastered 2
looks great, but 3 was really awesome for console.
You know what's actually big that no one's really saying anything about is that them announcing the Necromancer like from the start, like of the game. That's pretty big because DLC character and then him being so popular or her being so popular, they put her in 2. Like, that's a big deal, dude.
Facts.
Big deal.
Hustle, talk to me. Diablo 4.
Can y'all skip me? Nah, it just, it looks nice, but
It's all right. It's all right. We got 7 people. Man. You could be short. We got a couple more games.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it all the way gangster with you. When I saw it, like, yeah, it looked cool. Like it looks nice, but like Diablo ain't never really been no thing of mine. And I game on PC too. It's just
I know you're
never
hardcore.
It just ain't my thing. I mean, shout out to Glorious Cab if y'all know who that is. That's just one of my troubleshooters. It's my big homie. He like stuff like that. That ain't that game. It's kind of like Gauntlet Legends a little bit, but like that was just something like
just
that was
flat
a part
out
of it.
Disrespectful.
I mean, look, I'm comparing it to the retro stuff because that's what I do.
It. Oh,
I mean, compared to.
If you was at a BlizzCon, you'd be running out the back door.
I think I'll be
throwing my hands. You out the building.
Listen. They might have to start me out, but it's all good. It's all
ain't
good.
nobody running me out of anywhere. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna have to go down swinging, but it just wasn't my thing, man. It just wasn't for me though. I'm cool that I'm cool that y'all excited for it, but it's just it's just not for me.
All right, Attic, it's your go. The second half of the Attic World. What's up? Talk to me.
I actually I played the first Diablo I really dabbled into was 3, and I think I got like probably 100 hours in 3. It's been a long time since 3, so I don't even know if I like that type of game anymore. So like what's funny is I have YouTube videos on Diablo 3. It was definitely one of the most impressive games at the showcase. It was kind of crazy how detailed that game is. Like it's insane. I'm assuming at that point, I don't know, maybe that would be in Game Pass day and date. So, we'll have to see. It is one of those games where I will download it to play it. Like it is one of those games. And if, I don't know if I would buy it because I would have to see if like I would have people. One thing I'm tired of doing is buying games because the homies say we're going to play it. And we don't play it. So I stopped buying games that people say, yo, Addict, man, we need to play this game. We're going to play it for weeks. I play that stuff. We play it one time and sometimes not even once and never play that game again. So I stopped doing that.
That happened with me with baseball. I've been buying the show forever, right? So now it kind of Xbox and Game Pass. I'm like, yo, we're going to start a whole content creator tournament. Dude said, I don't play baseball. I'm just talking about it on my channel.
That's why every time someone walks into my party and they say, "Yo, Addict, you need a," and I'm like, if it's not in Game Pass, don't even finish that sentence.
Right. I went through that with Aliens. When Aliens came out and Back 4 Blood came out, I bought Aliens and Back 4 Blood is in Game Pass. I'm telling dudes, y'all should play Aliens. Aliens hot. No, we playing Back 4 Dead. It's in Game Pass. Aliens is not that good. As soon as it hit Game Pass, yo, Aliens is better than Back 4 Blood. I say, yo, this is some BS. They really being spoiled. They're being spoiled. Shout out to Game Pass, but come on, you got to buy something.
Diablo definitely looks like that game I'm willing to put a lot amount of hours into. It's just I'm not from that kind of background. Like I've played, I'm more about like RTSs, turn-based strategy, grid-based games. Like, and those are in the same
killing that.
Yeah, those are the same type of like feel. They're not exactly the same type. I would consider that like Pillars of Eternity, like in that vein.
Right.
And I've never been against those type of games, but like I wasn't raised off those type of games. Like my friends didn't really play those growing up.
Right.
So when I got older, I was interested because it was in the vein of the type of games I do generally like. But I've never had someone to be like, "Yo, this is the build you need to try. This is how you need to do that." I've never had that kind of experience.
Right. I grew up on it, so I'm like addicted. I like turn-based strategy games. Most people don't even play that stuff. I'd be like, listen, I'm a Command and Conquer dude.
Divinity is one of my favorite.
Generals, XCOM. Dudes,
I got I think 4 days in Divinity Original Sins too. Like I love those type of games.
Now, to switch it up a little bit, man, we know Phil is out here going to Japan, trying to get the support for these different games. Atlas finally gave up Persona. I'm gonna start with you, Paris. Are you excited to finally be able to play these Persona games?
Yeah, anytime
community?
you get the opportunity to have more games for folks on the Xbox ecosystem, the better. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the fans to be able to play these type of games. So I'm really excited about it. So it's awesome.
Back to you, Addict. You
Yeah.
you win the challenge, the penis demon at the end of all these Personas?
Look, man, we don't need to go that far.
But that's what he is. I just said it
Yeah.
nicely. But that's what it is. He's a evil penis.
I think that announcement, like a lot of people hit me up like, Addict, you didn't even like you enjoyed, the Persona announcement. Like, no, I really. Here's the thing with Persona, like, I've played that a few times, but I've never beat it. And I was holding back, man. I got like a good amount of hours into the PlayStation 5 Royale version. But after I saw that, I'm like, I'm never playing that on PlayStation ever again.
Strikers?
No, Persona 5.
Oh, Persona
5 Royale
takes
Royale.
like 6 hours to get into.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what the first Palace is.
Yeah.
Wow. I will say,
but it's good.
That I will say that because of that announcement, when that Final Fantasy VII didn't hit the platform, I will say that calmed me down. I was like, well, at least I'm playing Persona this year. Like, I can't imagine what my YouTube channel would look like right now if neither announcement happened. Like, I would you probably talk to a different addict. Like the fact I can't. Nah, we ain't going to talk about that realm that doesn't exist because it doesn't exist. Like, I'm grateful. Like, I even made a video today that was like, look, like, I feel like Final Fantasy is one of those scenarios where it was done so many years ago, so long ago that ink is dry. Probably multiple contracts have been signed at that point. Like, I feel like Xbox in terms of Japan, they've done right by me. They got me the Persona. The Yakuza Like a Dragon, I really enjoyed that game. The Dynasty game, I really enjoyed that's coming to the platform. I do acknowledge they still need to improve in that area, but as of right now, I feel like they did a very good job. And Persona is just another example of them going above and beyond to make sure that these games come to the platform.
I mean, they got King of Fighters 15 too. I wasn't.
Is that a head-to-head fighter game?
Yeah, I wasn't forced to buy that on PlayStation and play by myself because nobody plays over there. So when they said Xbox, I said, "Thank you. There's a God." Because,
but I will say, Square Enix, they brave to put Crisis Core on Xbox, because at that point it looks bad on Square Enix because it's like, how you gonna give me the PSP game but not the meat and potatoes of the situation? Like, oh my god, man! I looked at that, I was like, that's crazy. I'm still gonna buy it. I'm still gonna play it. I'm not gonna buy it on Xbox too. But because if I don't have to turn my PlayStation on, I ain't turning that on. So that's how I've always been. I like to play.
You didn't have a PS5 more than a year. You got to use it, bro.
I'll play it when Rebirth comes out next year. How about that? I'll play it when Rebirth comes out next year. I guess it's just I like all my stuff on one platform, if that makes sense. Like, I will go to another platform to play exclusives, but if I can get those achievements and everything, I'm not even an achievement whore or anything like that. But if I could get them on it, I'm gonna do it.
But we do.
Sometimes
I'll have
have
an achievement whore here. His name is Clowns.
Oh yes, sometimes I will literally.
Clowns is an achievement whore. Lemon, you can play this game. It's easy, 1,000. I'd be like, I don't care.
Sometimes I'll get a review code for a game, and I hit up the publisher game like, yo, you sure you don't got that Xbox version?
Right.
Like,
I got some review codes. They all on Steam. I'm like, I don't even use my PC for gaming. It's for content creation.
If they tell me they don't have it, obviously I'm gonna take.
Right, you got to take it.
I'm grateful to get it regardless.
Right.
But I'm like, man, you sure you don't got that Xbox code?
I'm about to drop this review on this 2D shooter next week, and I'm like, I gotta play this on Steam. It's like pulling teeth. I'm like, I'm not used to this, even though you can use a controller. It got to be subliminal. It's something different. Yo, Dutch, talk to me. What do you think about these deals and the work that Microsoft is doing to bringing these diversity games to the platform?
Great for those who enjoy them, but it's not for me.
Yeah, Persona's not for me either. It's a little.
Persona's not my bag.
It's a little weird.
Yeah. It's you know what? It's weird saying this, but it's too Japanese for me. There's a line that I cross. Final Fantasy's just about as Japanese as I can go. The Like a Dragon was weird, but that was cool.
I mean,
these Persona-esque ones and things, they're just woo.
I feel you.
Somebody thought I was joking about the penis demon. They was like, "Lemon, stop being funny." I said, "It's really that."
That's a real thing. That's
I feel you,
right. And I took it back to the
like...
store. Hustle. My boy's like, "Lemon, you know he's a big Persona dude." So I was like, I never beat a Persona. So I said, you know what? Let me play 5. I'm gonna kill this game. Then he was like, "Yeah, you fight this at the end of the game." I said, "I'm not fighting that because I'm bringing it back to the store." Put it back.
I feel you on the Persona part, but I do feel like you could say that same kind of like knowledge to like Fable. Like Fable has some crazy stuff going on in that game. Maybe Fable's a little bit like less in your face because Persona is definitely in your face. Like you're gonna like this stuff and you're gonna do it. Like Fable was like, look, we got some weird stuff in this game. But you don't have to ever do it if you don't want to. So like I can understand that.
And you know what's crazy? Clowns will tell you, I just restarted Fable 1 over. Right, Clowns? Yesterday.
Yes.
Just yesterday. Because I want to beat all 3 like I did Mass Effect and like I redid Master Chief Collection. So this panel's on fire, man. Y'all, we all around the same type of gaming. We all don't like weird stuff. I don't know.
For me, Japanese game.
No, I definitely like Persona.
You didn't get to me yet either, Lemon. So
the biggest one for me has to be Street Fighter. Street Fighter coming back to the Xbox, 100%.
Yeah, that was cool to see. That's cool.
Yes, but you know what? You can't blame Xbox.
I even had to turn Street Fighter 4 back on the other day because I was like, I need to get back on.
Street Fighter 4 is awesome. That's the only way to play right now.
And it's definitely one of those.
5 on the PS. I have 5 on the PS, but I just didn't like it as much as 4.
5 is not 4, yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that's one of the things that's like, because Xbox is trying to hit as many targets as possible in terms of genres.
As they
like
should.
we gotta respect that. Like just because you guys don't like Persona, I can't go around Twitter saying I don't want fighters on the platform because I don't like fighters. Because then we ain't playing anything.
Right.
So,
I'm not. I just said it's not. I don't like weird games like that. Because
we
all got kids.
As well.
Put it like this: we all have kids, right? You don't want your kids fighting that boss at the end of the game, and he come in and say, "Daddy, what is this?" How do you answer that? What do you say? It's a clay fighter, son.
There's definitely in scenarios in Persona you don't want your kids around playing.
Right.
Like,
I don't want my daughter
but
playing
I think it's an M-rated game though, isn't it? Is it an M-rated game? Yes.
At the end and what does that really mean? What does that really mean? It just said they did their part to tell you.
Can you read the back of an M-rated game there for me? Like, it literally tells you why you shouldn't be letting people play these games. Like, look, like, listen, I guess the reason I resonate a lot with Persona is because I feel like that's where Square Enix should have went to. They're like, look, let's evolve our game through the mechanics that we currently already established. And I feel like they didn't do that. They're like, Square Enix, like, let's just change it to get casual people. And I feel like Persona is like, let's evolve the gameplay we currently have to invite more people in. And that's why you got all these unique, battle systems that they had in Persona. And Final Fantasy's all over the place. Like,
facts.
Yeah, you never get consistency with Final Fantasy. Like, one game can be absolute fire, the next one is a steaming pile.
But it's not even following the same story half the time. Bad enough, they go from 7 to 3, from 4 to 12, from 11 to 13.
Well, that was a lot of just like misinterpreting. Like,
trust me,
the
I grew up on it. Trust me, because Final Fantasy 7 is 3 in Japan.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing at Square. Even though I love the series, I just it is what it is. G, talk to me.
Everybody said enough, man. Let's go.
You are so.
You're an amazing dude.
You're an amazing guy. Don't do no bloody. Don't waste my damn time.
I'm not gonna waste your time, bro. I got you. And, and everybody said enough.
You got
They
anything
said
to
my
chime
part
in,
too.
clowns? Do you want to play the? You want to play the weird boss at the end?
Hold on, there's something I gotta say. First off, I want to say that I think it's fantastic that they worked a deal out with Atlas because, it's been a long time coming and it's been a very long road for Atlas to come to Xbox. We saw with Sega, the Yakuza series come over. Now we're seeing with Atlas, the Persona series. And now we even see, and even though I might not be a fan of Kojima, the fact is that Xbox is working on something with Kojima. That's huge for the fans out there that love this kind of stuff that comes from, a whole different region. Now they have a reason to stay on the Xbox platform, or come to Game Pass or play on Xbox everywhere or on your Samsung TV,
And I think,
hey, clowns, I love you, but I'm not trying to hear that because Atlas at one point did support Xbox. They just picked up their bags and walked out the door, bro. They didn't have to do that because Persona was originally, some of the Persona games were originally on Xbox, bro. They just stopped.
They were the
on the way.
so
why are we
re-released?
Hold on. Why are we congratulating them for coming back home? Like, bro, they should never left.
I agree because they didn't have no problems on 360.
They just
That's what I'm saying.
They just recently released Strikers. That was a 360 game, but it didn't get an Xbox version.
Thank you.
Like,
I'm not clapping no hands for them dudes. This should have been there, bro.
Royals don't count. All right, we're talking about for Golden, that kind of stuff.
I'm not gonna give them props or anyone props until I see where that Persona 6 goes. If it's just if it's not on the Xbox platform day and date, then you're gonna see an angry at it because then we're progressing, we're regressing, we're not progressing.
Yeah, they even, like you say, they remastered some games that didn't even come back to the console they were already on. Like the original was on the 360, they remastered them and then it didn't show up on Xbox at all. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to me.
Disrespectful. First of all, as a third-party company, you should want to put your games wherever you can make money at. I don't even understand some of these deals. If you're not getting a heavy bag, I don't understand that, but
I think it's a lot of it's gaming politics. I think there's a lot going on behind closed doors that we don't know.
Yeah, a lot of favoritism.
I wouldn't even go that far. I just think it's gaming politics.
It is what it is. So now I'm going to talk about two games. It's going to be a two-part question. Then we're going to sum up the show.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Can I please?
Oh, my bad, Hustle. It's 7 of y'all. My bad.
Yes.
My bad. No disrespect, greatness. Don't you have Yobi come after me.
I forgot to give you your flowers.
And about Persona for all things, Persona 5 Royale. Listen. I know that y'all don't like the penis monster. I understand.
You like them?
Listen. It is the funniest shit when the penis monster stares at Lady On and is gazed in her trance. Listen, Addict, you played it. Like, that is absolutely hilarious. And I do want to talk about Persona 5 being on not only Xbox Game Pass, but it's on Steam now too. All of those games, because I'm, as y'all can tell, like I'm big into like retro stuff.
Yes.
All of those games are preserved like in the annals of time now. But pardon the annal part, but it's all preserved now. So like, a lot of people, who were on Xbox who were kind of looking forward to Persona, please play those games. Play them. Like, I got like 50 hours in Persona 5 Vanilla. Royale kind of fixes a lot of the things that were wrong with Vanilla. So, just go ahead and try it out. Hey, listen.
Great game.
I say this.
Great game.
Indeed. And like I said, I got halfway through it and I lost my save file. Shout out to PlayStation. But I lost my save file. But here's what I'll say.
Is it because you got like a new PlayStation or you went to the PS5 or something like that?
Yeah, so it was on my hard drive. I didn't back it up on the cloud, which I didn't know that you had to do.
I've lost the save file twice, Hustle.
Twice. No, it's not you. I lost. They made me start God of War over again because I bought a PS5.
I just still don't understand how we're in 2022 and like save files are still issue over there.
How can I pop in a game from on my Xbox Series X and 360 and I'll play a backwards compatible game from 360 and it loads my game?
My Lost Odyssey is on the cloud. I still have gameplay from the 2000s.
They loaded my game
cloud.
in Fable. I had to erase it because I wanted to replay it. I had to erase it off the cloud to play it. But I played God of War like a couple years ago on PS4, and I don't got my save.
But a couple years ago, try last week.
Oh my God! Anyway, I don't want to even bash these dudes Finish,
Yeah,
Hustle.
it's
Finish.
no. I just want to say to everybody who added. I think it was you who mentioned those. Somebody had mentioned like Persona 5, or Persona 6 being on Game Pass day one. All right,
No,
well,
I said that would be a good thing, but I'm okay if it's just on the platform.
Yeah, facts.
More than likely
Just come
it'll be
over.
there, but
Give people the
here's what
option.
I'll say. October 21st, y'all make sure y'all download Persona 5 Royale whenever the next Persona 4 comes out, or Persona 5 Golden, Persona 4 Golden, excuse me. Y'all make sure y'all download them joints and at least play them a little bit though, because they got to see that engagement, man. And the reason
You know
why
what though? Let
up?
me say this real quick though. Atlas, I mean, speaking on Atlas, we can kind of be excited because just for Addict in Persona 6, their next game is coming straight to Xbox along with PlayStation. It's not being left off. That Soul Hackers, right? Soul Hackers 2. That game's going to launch on all the consoles same day, and that's from Atlas. So that's actually a good sign. So
then
maybe
we got to see
Persona
where that
6,
Dragon
maybe.
Quest launches too. That Dragon Quest 12. Well, man.
And I want to say this in closing. I do want to say this in closing to everybody who doesn't play it. I'll just say, because I kind of looked at it kind of weird at first too. Just give it like a real chance. It started off a little slow. Yeah. It started off slow.
Sure.
It do start off slow, but just when you get to, let's say, the 4-hour mark, it's a JRPG that's like 100-hour game. So like, you just got to give it some time to like marinate, some time to like grow on you. It's super cool, man. I got Persona 5 Vanilla in this drawer somewhere, and I got Persona 5 Royale up in that drawer somewhere too. I'm with it, man, and I kind of want everybody who may be sleeping on that type of game just to give it an actual shot. I think you'll enjoy it. If you don't got beef with Kamoshida by the end of the first Palace, man, then I don't think you got no soul. Because he's like the first boss who I really wanted to like body for real. Like I wanted to catch him in public. Like I hated the voice act. I hated everything about Kamoshida, man. But it was that's how a game like grips you like that. And I'm glad that Xbox players as well as Steam players, everybo's going to get their chance to like body your old buddy, man. It's cool. It's cool.
Because Persona's coming out, I might throw a little convincing onto the ILP that we might need to give away a couple copies of that game.
I want King to play that game too while we at it.
Long as they depict the characters properly, unlike Final Fantasy VII.
Don't. We're not doing that. Let's go. Next topic. We're not doing that.
Real quick. If y'all don't like that game, don't play Shin Megami Tensei either. If you don't like Persona, don't play Shin Megami Tensei neither, because that joint wild too.
Just a little wild. If you got a wild spirit, you'll play Persona. It's a good game. It is a good game.
Shin Megami got to come to Xbox first for most of these people.
It's just a little
here or there.
All right. But let's move on, man. I want to get into the oh my god moment about Starfield. We're gonna start with you, Paris. You've been quiet for a minute. Paris. Now look, I'm an Elder Scrolls guy. I love Skyrim. I had to show people from 2018 pictures. I've been a Bethesda dude, and it's excellent that they now a first party studio and they part of the team. But they pushed this game back. They showed great gameplay to me. They showed customization that I've never seen in any Fallout game, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Morrowind, you pick it. What did that title do for you in the presentation? How did you feel when you finally, well, you probably seen it earlier, but we ain't gonna go there, but how did you feel when it got displayed to the rest of us?
I felt like I was 15, 16-year-old fan, just like seeing something for the first time. That's how I felt. It was like I actually got a lot of chills when they were doing because at the event they had a big screen, like it was like a huge screen in Carlo, and it was just it was exciting to see the audio, just the graphics, I think. Colt just posted a video of them doing it and 60 frames and stuff like that. So you might want to check that out when you get a chance. It was amazing. I'm excited for the game. I'm a multiplayer dude, but being able to do all the things you're going to be able to do in this game, it's going to be epic.
Epic is not the facts.
Yeah, I really don't. Like I heard some criticism, and I just think that without even playing the game, like the stuff that they showed was similar to the other games that are popular that you've seen out there. So I'm like, how can you criticize it? Like they're just getting started. Like, but everybody's, it's fair. Criticism is about, everybody can criticize. So it's, yeah,
Don't
that's
be
all.
criticizing with that tears on TV. Oh damn! Ooh, don't do
Man,
that.
I was.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Paris. I'm sorry.
It was just one of those games where I was just like, yeah, definitely I'm playing day one. I was just the epicness of it, being able to, fight in space and stuff like that, and being able to not just go to one solar system, but 1,000 planets. I mean, like, whew,
Right.
that's gonna take a lot. That takes a lot of work, and what I'm hoping is that the planets are different, and they, which I'm sure they're going to be. You're probably going to see some similarities between them and stuff like that. But I'm hoping for not too much repetitiveness when it comes to you going to all these different planets and stuff like that. But I'm very excited for the game. Now, a game this big, I would love multiplayer, so that's the feedback that I'm going to give them. Be like, yo, where's the multiplayer at?
With
Like
a co-op, right?
Yeah, where's the co-op? Like, you got your own crew. Can somebody jump into your crew and play as one of your crew members? Or can I bring one of my crew members and jump into your ship? Or you jump into my ship? Or we fly in our separate ships with our own crews and we just pick whoever we want to pick when we get out of the ship? Like, I think there's
At that point, Paris, my only criticism would be, can I shoot Paris' ship out of the side? Can I betray him? Can I betray him? Like,
portray me, right? Can you go be a pirate, right? Jump on the other faction and stuff like that. But I think you can in this game, right? You could choose between the two factions and stuff like that. So I'm excited for it. I hope everybody gives it a shot and goes and plays it. So
Facts.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna read the super chat, then I'm gonna comment on it because this is part of the stuff I was gonna comment on. Shout out to Steve Biko. Hope I got that right. Starfield caught a lot of flack online, but I thought it looked amazing. By far the best looking Bethesda RPG. I dug the NASA punk vibe. And you know what, brother? You right. And now I'm a crap on a couple people. Not individually by names, by individual, by mental. First of all, if you look at the environments, city environments, these different surfaces of different planets, and then just go on YouTube, NASA's rover mission to Mars, and see how those planets look. The game was beautiful. If you watch it in 4K, if you paid attention when he went to battle those pirates, the lighting effects, the ambient inclusion, it was crazy. It was crazy. For people to say, oh, they probably gonna have a performance mode, a 30 frame mode. I don't care. This game looked phenomenal. For people who try to say, oh, they just giving you a game and you create your own story, then you're not a Bethesda fan. Because you could pick up Skyrim and play 300 hours. Go back into that game and see stuff you've never seen before. They don't have linear-based RPGs. They have a main story, but they have so many avenues to branch off to play these games. For people on the YouTube, the opposite community, they try to sway your opinions with negative thoughts. If you're excited for something, you need to be excited for it. Don't let nobody sway your thoughts. Some of these statements, I was like, yo, what do you mean that there's no main story? They didn't say that. This is what you're saying to deter people from enjoying something. Every Bethesda game has these outlets. You could play Fallout for 100 hours and don't do the main story. These are facts. Starfield will be no different. And this is going to be the biggest adventure they've ever put in the gaming environment. This game has been in development forever. So when people say, oh, it looks like No Man's Sky. No, it does not. No, it does not. This game was being made before No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a space game, and they had to improve that game after having a flop in the beginning, right? So don't let anybody deter you from enjoying the titles that you look forward to. Don't listen to a community that promotes negativity or complain about everything. What they showed was amazing. The gunplay was amazing. It shows you, people's like, oh, it's too easy. The level of the characters we're shooting was a 2. We all played Destiny. You remember when you first landed on Earth and you went down that one tunnel to the left and you couldn't even see the number on that dude that was in the dark? We all tried to kill him. You wasn't strong enough. You couldn't even see his level. Put the complaints away. Learn how to accept what you see. Now, if it was trash, I'm going to say, listen, I don't care. I didn't like it. That's what I would say. But that game showed city environments. It showed flying. It showed customization. I said, yo, did you see the geometry on those ships and the details with the small pipes? And did you pay attention to what we was watching?
Yeah,
this
ship
is what,
customization, all that.
yo, this is what I'm talking about. So how can you look at a game and say, oh, that wasn't good enough for me? What the hell have you been playing that's better? Please let me know. Because some people got opinions like buttholes. Everybody got one. I'm just sorry. It just is what it is. And some things, that game looked fantastic. I was stunned to see how that game looked. I was excited for the gameplay. But we're going to move on. Super G, talk to me. Talk to me about this game, man. Talk to me.
Man, I'm excited. And it's just like you said, Bethesda game, bro. Everything that people were saying, either they're saying that because they're just hating or they've never played a Bethesda game. Just to simply put it. Because it was what it was. Like, it was Skyrim in space or it was Fallout in space. It is a Bethesda game, bro. And it looked great. The creation, Engine 2.0, it looked good, man. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for the release. I'm going to put thousands of hours into it. I'm seriously will, because if you look at my Skyrim hours, it's around there somewhere. So I'm excited for it, man. It looked good. I can't wait. It sucks it got delayed, but that game's ambitious as hell. So, I mean, what do we really expect? You know, like the ambition
Facts.
alone, dude, it warrants the delay, you know, and what it's trying to do. So, dude, I'm just excited, man. I can't wait. It can't come out. It needs to come out. I need a date.
And we can't even talk about expansions because Skyrim dropped that vampire expansion. I was back in the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people come out, like, people were kind of complaining. I mean, the complaints
awesome with that.
The complaints didn't like it didn't know the
What you said, Paris?
Dawnguard. Like they didn't even know where to complain about. Like the game was so big, they were like, "Oh."
But some of the people
about
you see, it's like me, right? I don't fix cars. So if I walk into a mechanic shop, I take my truck, right, and I go, "Well, you need to connect the starter to the roof of the truck." The mechanic gonna look at me and say, "You don't know nothing about cars, fool."
Right?
The things that people saying, you know, they don't play Bethesda games.
That's
they
my
don't
point,
have a main story. They just want you to create your own story. Whoa, you took that out of context. Like, they give you an open environment to explore. True exploration. True. Ain't too many games do that. Where, like The Witcher, you could put 300 plus hours in The Witcher
and not even be the main story.
Thank you.
That's wild to me, yeah.
I don't understand, but you know what? This is why I listen to my gamers instead of the people that's just complaining to Santa Claus. He didn't bring, he ain't bringing me that toy for Christmas. They just Twitter fingered it out. But
just typing. They typing with their eyes closed. They're typing with the screen off, bro.
Addict, talk to me about this game, man. Talk to me. Yeah, facts. They like blind firing. Talk to me about this game. What did you think about this game? Oh, I'm sorry, G.
No, it's good. Go ahead, Addict.
I think it was an impressive showing. I think it was a good opening showing. You know, I do have questions. You know, I do understand the criticism of 1,000 planets because I do feel like sometimes projects can be too ambitious, and in hindsight, they would want to change it, but it's already too late in development. They can't really change key components like that. I just feel like when it comes to the planets, we just got to see more of. You know, I do think that some of them are procedurally generated. So I got to see how exactly they're going to tackle that. Clearly, some of the planets are going to be, you know, some like others. And I feel like if you had a way to explore the whole universe, you're going to see planets look like others. Like that, I don't think that is, you know, not fair to say. I feel like, to me, as long as they do well with exploration, as long as they do well with quest lines, side quest lines, I will be okay with it. But I will say that, you know, I want to see more of these planets than my only fear is we have a lot of like planets that are useless that could have just been cut out of the game and it wasn't really affect anything. And I would prefer like, you know, focus on the 50 to 100 planets than just to put a bunch of fluff on it for no reason.
Right.
But you can't really go into that because you don't know too much about the game.
Right.
That's just my fear. But I do feel like, you know, they went over the factions. That's another thing I want to see more in depth on is, you know, you got a big, massive universe like that. I want multiple factions. I want factions that will chase you. I want factions that aren't, you know,
maybe
that aren't
develop
able
your
to
own
fly.
faction.
Well, they've always been very big on factions, and I feel like even Fallout New Vegas, sure they didn't make that, but that's still under the Fallout brand name. I feel like that's what I want to see. I want to make someone mad in this part of the universe, and then when I go to this part, I want them same people to be chasing me down in space. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
that's the kind of interaction I want. Now, as far as people like, you know, zooming 10, 1,500 into faces, we ain't all about all that. It's like, look, like when I went into this, I expected a nice looking game. I didn't expect eye candy, and that's how exactly all Bethesda games have been. They've always sacrificed a little bit in terms of graphics to give the world more of the. They've always done that. Like,
always.
you know, you've always had.
And then this one's even more than the rest, bro. Like dogfight, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you're gonna fully customize your ship and have a dogfight with it, bro. Like that.
I
Bro,
got a
come
question
on.
for everybody.
Let's be real, bro.
I'm a Mass
What are we
Effect.
doing?
I'm a Mass Effect whore. I will work that corner to buy the next Mass Effect.
Yo,
How many Mass Effect planets really mattered in Mass Effect? Nobody said one word.
Right.
That's
right.
a fact.
You drove that stupid little rover thing.
For
dropped down
nothing.
oh my god.
Nobody said nothing. You know why? Because they choose to like something when they choose to like it. Elden Ring. Thought the game is awesome. Loved the game. Broken as hell. Being that people wanted to love it, nobody complained. They wanted to love it. So when you hear somebody's aspirations, stop going out there destroying the game. We ain't getting it till next year. They could be filling planets full of whatever right now. But this game they've been working on this game for so long, and their track record with side missions. How many RPGs you know got over 200, 300, 400 hours and no side mission repeats? Not one.
Oh, there's a part in Fallout 4 where they literally will have you do fetch quests over and over again if you don't know any better. Like you will literally do fetch quests over and over again. No, because they don't tell you. They say you're doing the Brotherhood of Steel missions, and if you don't know better, you will keep doing those fetch quests because you assume that's how you start their quest line. But it's not like that. You have to get to a certain part of the story to actually bring the real Brotherhood of Steel out. And that's just like a scout there that's like, yo, I got some stuff you need to go grab. I did that for like 3 hours. And then realized they just got me. They just got me. I literally, but you know, because I did that, I had a lot of different resources. It's kind of a trade-in, but it's just like when I see people talk about, you know, it's the same thing with Final Fantasy. It's like, if you want these games to be good or these games to come on the platform because you want to play them on the platform and they be good on the platform, that's fine. But if you just want them there just to say they're there, that's what I'm like, that's whack. Like, you know, I've played every JRPG you could think of. I've played every Bethesda game you could think of. When I talk about that, it's experience backing that. I was there for the Skyrims when, you know, playing all the factions. I was there for the Morrowinds, for the Oblivions. I was there for the Fallout 3s, the Fallout New Vegases. I was there for the Stick of Truth. I'm a huge RPG head. So when I talk about it, it's from experience.
Right.
And I think that's when I get frustrated on Twitter. A lot of people just bring up stuff to bring up, to have something to talk about. Right. And it's just like,
I told you I'd be typing with the screen off, though.
And look at my boy Yobi in the chat. Shout out to the legendary one. And he's a Mass Effect psychonaut. He says only 4 or 5 planets mattered. The rest of them was for side missions. Thank you. Nobody said a word. Hustle, talk to me.
All right. So as we were talking, I kind of was watching the 4K footage. It's cool. You know, this is just one of those games that aren't for me, but I will take away some positives from it. I saw it with LP. The third person mode, and we talked about this at the beginning of the podcast. Hey, Xbox kind of needs more of those, so I'm glad that they have that mode there. There are some technical issues that I do kind of want to address with it. If this is, the big boy out the whole click, I kind of feel like, and I know this is a vertical slice of whatever, but I feel like the showing should have just been a little bit better. Like I saw frame rate issues with it. There were some plants that were hanging on the wall. That's just me nitpicking though.
Right.
So what this game is, I'm glad it's in third person because they have the option to like create a character.
I think it's third and first.
It's third and first. Yeah, it is. It's first person when you talk to the other NPCs, but with third person, if you want to be in combat and everything. So if I ever do play this game, it's going to be in third person primarily.
You're a third person head, like Max Payne.
I prefer it, especially when you make a character, like
right. You can't see his gear.
Yeah, like
that's one of my customization, and you just see his gun.
Yeah. Yep, and that was one of my biggest issues. With,
okay, that's constructive though. I can go with that.
Yeah, it was the game that Obsidian did that Attic had asked me to play, and I played with Parvati in it. I played up for about an hour. I just get a little upset that I took the time.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yes. I took the time to create a character, and I can't see old girl. So like, it's just odd to me.
That's a good game.
I think that there is a. That's what I hear. But I think there's an issue when you have too much ambition. All right, I will never be one to take away from anybody's content, right? Like if that's what you want to make, that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do you. It's to me, but there's sometimes you don't gotta have so much. Like, listen, if I go to the buffet, I might, get just like steak, might get shrimp. That might be it. I don't need everything else to be on that because I feel like if you make something for that long, and I want to get into the No Man's Skies comparisons too. Pardon, I'm looking at y'all. I want to get into those comparisons too. People just they saw and shout out to Dustin Liguri over there at IGN. I think he was the first person who kind of said that, and they kind of just reverberated through Twitter. Y'all know how people get.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be upset at that. It's 1,000 different planets. It's not gonna be like No Man's Sky. You will have planets that are going to be used for something, and you're going to have planets that will just be barren and probably used for nothing. But over time, they'll probably add to it. When I hear the 1,000 planets thing, listen, I think Attic, I don't know if you said it, I don't know if BG said it, I don't know if Dirk Griggity said it. I'd much rather have like 100 planets, but they all got purpose. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts,
so like,
somebody else.
So a lot of times, yeah. So you don't really need.
Here's a little bonus for you.
What's
in
up?
Comparison to other games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, other games, i.e. No Man's Sky, when you've got the modern community comes into Starfield, those 1,000 planets sure become populated quickly.
Facts.
Yo, that's a fact.
That's you need to be thanking PC gamers for that one, though, Dutch. I mean, we're gonna keep it trail. Shout out to the master race. Yeah, because they'll do that. They'll definitely do that. And it's just I don't know. Like that's a lot. But I hope this game turns out well for the people who are
the master race.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. You know how we rock over here.
Boss moves. Hey, boss moves.
I really like. In all seriousness, I hope it's good. See, I tried to play Fallout 4. I wasn't feeling it. I bought that when I bought my Xbox One. I bought that with Tomb Raider because both of those games I think came out on the same day, so I bought them both. Mm-hmm. I just wasn't feeling it, man. It's not bad. I don't want to say bad. It just wasn't for me. It's just that was a little bit too much for me to like take at that time. So I hope that this game is good because a lot of people are hyping this game to the moon, and it doesn't look bad. Like I said, the third person mode is something that really is attractive to me because I much rather like getting in gunfights third person. Like it's just
a ton of people like that. Yeah, I ain't mad at you at all.
That's a deciding factor for me. But I really hope that this game is good. Like I love the fact that you can make an actual spaceship. Like I was looking at it. I was like, crazy. Yo, you can really make your own spaceship. And And that's the other thing. See, flying in first person, whether it's on Halo or I think it was Halo Reach that I played, flying was cool, right? It's just flying in Ratchet and Clank. It's always bad. It's always been kind of bad, and I like Ratchet and Clank. It's just bad.
Flying in Call of Duty, one of them.
Man, hey, look.
But it's arcadey. I mean,
but that's something that got to get fixed. I don't get like motion sick or nothing like that. So it ain't. It's just something weird about that type of flying in space and all that. It's just something's off about it. It's just for me. I can't get with it.
Something with an astronaut today. you really can't even really fly like that in outer space. All that stuff
Well,
is science
of course
fiction.
not. Yeah, of course. No, you gotta make it. Because you
Yeah.
gotta make it. You know, it's fiction.
Right,
like
right,
it just
it's
ain't
fiction,
real.
right,
You
right,
gotta
right,
make
right,
it.
right.
You gotta make it like cool so we can play it and
Right.
and everything. But I hope this game lives up to the hype. I hope this game follows through. But all the ambition is trying to set, because there's a lot to it. There's a
Listen,
whole lot
every
to it, and this
Bethesda
game is gonna.
title gets the same smoke.
I feel you, and this game is gonna last for at least a decade.
At least.
Yeah. So and
I mean,
I'm
they
not.
sold Skyrim to us 3 times.
Yeah, because
And I bought it all 3 times.
He said, Todd
So,
Howard said, "Yo, we gonna keep
listen.
selling until if you keep buying it, we gonna keep selling it." So that's a hustler.
bruh,
That's a
I got
hustler.
that.
That's why I got faith in them, because they know their system. They know what they doing. Trust me. Listen,
Bruh, I got
dudes
that
can
thing
say
on
whatever
PC.
they want. They had Fallout 76. They stumbled. Fallout 76 is not the same game it was when it dropped.
They turned it around. They turned it around.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Elder Scrolls Online. Quick turnaround. So they know what they're doing. I got faith in them.
I do want to say this though. A quick little, me starting just a little bit. I met a gentleman whose brother actually does work at Bethesda. He does like the mocap stuff over there. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with that. Of course, he obviously couldn't tell me too much, but yeah, I remember the day that Microsoft had bought Bethesda. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I hit him up. He shout out to homie. He said he knew about it, and I said, "Is your people straight?" He said everybody was cool. I say all that to say this. That is pretty cool, because Bethesda's out there in Maryland for people who don't know, people who may not be familiar. Yeah, for a lot, because a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't know where it's at. I'm actually from DC myself, so
you next door.
Just being that close, you take Georgia Avenue to get there and all that. Just being that close to something like as iconic as that. Like, I would love to go visit it one day, but look, I feel like you got to sign some like all types of waivers, man. Look, I say all that to say this: the third person mode in this game looks dope. This game looks cool. I don't know what I see where the criticisms for some of the plants come in, some of the textures, but it's an open world game, man. I would just and I'll just say this.
Hustle.
Yes.
I definitely apologize. I got to get going. I'm already late for a stream, and my girl's already complaining. But I appreciate the invite, Hustle. Not Hustle.
I'm about to say, I didn't invite you at all, sir.
I got someone trying to talk to me here, like bouncing back and forth. I definitely appreciate the invite limit, and that Dragon's Den subscriber base. If you in that chat, sub to the channel, man. Come back next week. He puts on a good show every week.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the invite, but I gotta go. All right,
all right.
Relax. Okay, I see you guys later.
All right,
bro.
All right, the show's going to twist up with the cameras. I'm going to switch it up real quick and get this back on.
What I'll do is I'll just
stay on. Thank you, Addict. You saved my life. Thank you. I appreciate you, Addict. Thank you.
All right, boy.
Go ahead, continue, Hustle.
No. I mean, that's just pretty much it. It's not. I'm not going to sit up here and just crap on the game and get my digital foundry on where we zoom it in 200 times just to be like, look at this right here.
Let me throw them under the bus, man.
I'll just hold on. Before you get the slandering, I'll just say that you can like what you like, but don't be a dick about it. That's all.
Yeah,
or dislike what you dislike, because I never really understood that. Criticisms are criticisms. I'm not going to criticize it too much because I'm gonna play it and try it, but that's them open world games for me. They ain't never really been my cup of tea like that. Grand Theft Auto was like the only one that I'm really gonna go. And that's like
too much for me.
Nuts over.
I just try to beat the main story. I don't try to do all them missions. I got too many games. I ain't got no time for that.
I feel that. I respect
Mr.
that too.
Dutch, talk to me. What did this game do for you? And let me say this for the record. I'm gonna talk about something before we go back to you, Dutch. Digital Foundry, stop taking a video that you see like the rest of us on the internet and analyzing stuff from a video. Please stop doing that. You cannot tell people what a game could do from watching a video about performance.
I'm going to agree with that. Usually they get source material from the developers, but on these occasions they haven't.
They haven't. It's a couple of games they did it, Dutch. And they telling people what Forza is not doing in 4K. Really? This is why Microsoft be like, come to these Redmond studios. Let me show you something. Remember,
Yeah.
Xbox One
That's why they
X
invite them
will
from time to
never
time.
do 4K textures in a racing game. It can't be. Y'all not engineers. Stop. Please stop doing that. I saw a video. I said, "Here we go again." But anyway, go ahead, Dutch. Talk to me about this game, man.
Yeah, it's much like Redfall. Went into
Jesus.
this with little to no expectations of what it would look like. Primarily because, of course, the first trailer was cool. It was a nice in-engine trailer, in-engine game trailer, whatever they wanted to call it. It looked good, but it was a very, very, very small snippet of what that game was. We didn't really have an idea of what to expect. I did a little video of it more to highlight myself, more to highlight all of the different factions and the worlds and the kind of story to it as well on the channel a couple of months back. And a lot of the people hadn't got a clue about those factions or the fact that there's pirates and there's different worlds you can go to, and there's all these different kind of political sections to it as well, where they've just come off the back of a huge war. So the actual story to it is very interesting. Again, it's after a war, but all the tensions are still very high between these two main factions and these two huge cities. One is like corporate, and we're talking a bit like if you want to think of kind of cyberpunk, you've got corpos, and then you've got kind of these outlaws, these guys that hate corporate life and hate all that stuff, and that's essentially what these two factions are in Starfield. You've got this mega corporation that likes to build up this huge city, and then you've got this offshoot kind of rebellion that wants nothing to do with it, and they've kind of been fighting against each other for a long time. So the story behind Starfield is actually going to be pretty interesting as it builds up. And you can choose to join the pirates and go down that route, or you can choose to join the corporation. It really depends on what you want to do. But again, saying this, I saw some marked improvements in certain areas over Fallout, which is really the only other Bethesda main title with gunfire in. We're not including id Tech or Machine Games. They're entirely separate entities, and they're some of the masters of gunplay in the world. But when you're looking at Bethesda specifically, Fallout was the only one that was doing gunplay. And I think the gunplay and the movement of the character in Starfield actually looked more like something from Machine Games or id Tech than it did from a Bethesda game.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's actually got potentially some work or some collaboration with the guys at Machine Games and id Tech to try and refine that gunplay and movement of the character a little bit more. And again, unfortunately, we got this 30 FPS stream and no one can really see it in all of its glory. But of course, when we've got that a little bit smoother at 60 FPS, and again, Colt did a nice little presentation there of this is what it can look like in 60 FPS. So at least you get a good idea. There's going to be some refinements.
He redid the video in Premiere.
Yeah. And what we've got to think of here as well is this game is still now the best part of 10 months out, I think now. If you ever think about it, it's still coming in like March, April time, maybe.
Right.
First section next year. So you've got a long time still now to actually refine it again and just add those finishing touches. But from what I saw, compared to what I was expecting of a Bethesda game, was a marked improvement on the new creation engine. And I think the world itself has got far more detail in it than any Bethesda game has previously. So I think the polish is definitely going to improve it even more, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for Bethesda as a group, I think. And people can hate this or not, but Bethesda will definitely benefit from only making this for one platform type. That is the Xbox ecosystem as opposed to multiplat. I think a lot of their issues stemmed from trying to create a specific world that spanned across many different platforms, whether that be on Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, mobile, and then they tried to do far too much with an engine that wasn't capable. I think bringing that down and simplifying it and saying, right, you've got to develop for Xbox, PC, that I think personally
PC hard enough.
The best route, because Bethesda they are renowned for bugs, and whether that be good or bad, some of them were hilarious, and we could just forgive you for that because it's hilarious. But some of them were game breaking. And if it wasn't in
Right.
some cases previous years for the modern community, they wouldn't have been fixed. And I think a few people called out as well a lot of, and this is an issue with Fallout 76 in its earlier days. The issues they had in Fallout 4 that were fixed by the modern community were represented again when Fallout 76 launched. So they were like, all of this work we did to fix the game, and you've not learnt your lesson for the second one. So I think that wound them up a bit. But judging from what we're seeing here, yes, we're going to get your typical Bethesda bugs here and there. Of course we are. But I think it's going to be a far more refined game than it ever has been. I think it's definitely going to be a step in the right direction, and I'm impressed by what I've saw.
Okay. Clowns. AKA
Yes.
Mr. Positivity.
That's right.
Talk to me, dog.
Well, first off, I'm going to be playing this on my Samsung TV and Snap for Game Pass. No,
Wait,
but
hold on. Paris, did you promise
yeah.
to do the job somewhere? Did you
No.
promise that he could be the janitor at Microsoft? Because this dude is flaming hot right now.
No,
He's
no.
coming in hot, boy. Go ahead.
Hey,
You trying to do a commercial?
That Samsung app is going to be huge, right? You got to add to that Game Pass train now, right? You got to be like, put a Samsung TV on that Game Pass train when it's flying through, like Santa delivering TVs to everybody. No, but with Starfield, I think, at first I had low expectations on this game, right? I love Bethesda, but I wasn't sure if Starfield was going to be for me because it was like an outer space thing, and I'm really into Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, and I want to jump up mountains again. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now with Starfield, after what I saw, I understand why it's been delayed, and I understand the fact that over 100 different solar systems with 1,000 different planets, whatever. That's a huge thing, right? And I think that a lot of these things are going to be filled with procedurally generated content. Sometimes it might be similar mobs off and on or whatnot, but if a faction doesn't like you and you happen to land on their planet or territory where they communicate, it'd be really awesome to see them remember you and like you're wanted, or you can maybe manipulate the situation with some charisma or conversational skills or something like that. But that is great at those kind of statistics. So I think that this is going to fall in just perfectly for Bethesda fans. And I do see a large improvement, like Wander and Dutch has said and Hustle has said, over previous Bethesda titles. I think that this thing is something that is going to be blowing people's minds. And if you don't have Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, this is a perfect game to have this for, because you don't have to go and rent it, from Redbox. Well, they don't even do rentals anymore at Redbox. You don't have to go buy it and then hope that you can return it if you didn't like it. You can get Game Pass. You could try it out. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, that's great. But it's going to provide hours upon hours upon hours of content for people. And let's not even get to we didn't even get to the subject of the modding community, right? In this, that if there are barren planets, I guarantee you, especially on PC, there's going to be a modding community that's going to make content for these planets. And who knows, maybe Bethesda will even pick up some of these modders as future content DLC creators. We never know. But there's going to be tons of content for this game, whether it's from Bethesda directly or the After Effect modding community. This game is going to live on for a very long time. Just as Skyrim is still living on today. And how many iterations have they sold Skyrim over and over and over? And you know what? As a Bethesda fan, I bought every single one, even the Nintendo Switch version. So, hey, I'm all for this, and I can't wait to give it a shot on that shiny new Samsung TV.
Okay, G, follow up with that because
I went already.
Oh, you did. Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have did that again. Clowns is like, yeah, Clowns for president. Let's go. Game Pass president.
And your Samsung TVs.
Listen, I was excited. I'm a sci-fi shooter dude. There's only one sci-fi shooter that's successful on the planet. That would be my man, Master Chief, a.k.a. Mr. 117. So let's just get it done. I'm happy to see that this game came out what it is. It exceeded my expectations, especially with the customization. I look forward to having this in Game Pass. I'm very excited for people who's excited for this title. The people who was excited for this title was not disappointed. The exploration, I can see, all right, Space Shooter, love those. Mad Hours. This is gonna take a lot of time out of my life. You know, that's what I think is gonna happen. Amazing outlook. The customization just was absolutely amazing. So your ship gonna be different than mine. The experiences that you share online will be different with the community. That's what I like. I like diversity. And yeah, so now we're gonna get to the end of the show. And let me shout out everybody that's pulling up in the chat. Shout out to Griff181. Everybody who came out and supported, man. Please support these people in the channel. Their Twitter handles are in the description. Now, panel. Y'all could just take turns going. I want y'all to sum up the show, and I also want you to respond to something that Microsoft did that I thought was amazing. They said all of this is happening in the next 12 months. That was huge for me. I don't want to see, sometimes you want a glimpse of games that we're not getting. I think they did enough of that last year. I love gameplay. I love to see trailers, but I love gameplay because you know exactly what you're getting. In fact, I'm just gonna start with Paris, and then after that, everybody just freelance whoever can go after that. But let me just say this. Talk to me, Paris. Talk about those 12 months, and what did you give this show? I mean, you know, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is one of our first events in person that we've done in a long time. So it was like, you know, a welcome back,
Facts.
you know, community thing. Like, we're back, you know.
God damn.
We got tons of games coming. I think we put that to rest that, you know, Microsoft Xbox doesn't have any games. We just
Facts.
do tons of games. Like, you know, it's gonna be
But I
awesome.
mean, show still ain't got no games. You know how that works.
And games for everyone, like everyone. So it's not just sort of like the big heavyweights, and then that's it. That's out there, right? There's indie titles. There's, you know, miniature, smaller games. There's medium-sized games where you can just, you know, play at, you know, multiplayer games. There's all sorts of just different variety of games where you're going to have the ability to just jump in and, you know, try something that you never tried before. So I like the lineup. I can't wait until, you know, we get some of these launches, you know, the Hot Wheels.
Oh my God, yes.
So that's going to be just, you know, just everybody's going to be playing that. That's going to be fun. You know, just the lineup of things between now and the end of 2022. It's just gonna, you know, it's gonna build up that 2023 emotions, because you know you got tons of titles coming out, and then they're big ones: Forza, Redfall, Starfield, Diablo. Like just that alone. Like if you were just to say, "Hey, you're gonna get that for the year," that would be okay. I'd be like, "Okay, I'm good." But getting Cocoon, we're getting Stalker 2. You know, it's just the games are just gonna be. It's just like, Redfall.
We're gonna have too many games. We're gonna have a problem next year.
Resident Evil 4,
right?
And just like, you know, Flintlock, right? It's just a merchant Minecraft Legends. Like that's like Minecraft Legends. That's, I think, what they have 174 million people playing that Minecraft.
Yeah,
so
biggest game on the planet.
Like just like the massiveness of games that are coming out. Some of the funny things is like, how do we figure out like the launch windows of all these games, right? So it's just be games on games, and then you got all the indie games that, you know, that are not included in here that are going to be coming to Game Pass from, you know, at ID at Microsoft. So ID, you know, for people that are, you know, developers, and they're going to be able to get their games into Game Pass for the first time. So you know, that's an awesome thing to see, you know. Cloud, I can go on and on and on about the show. The show was awesome. It was great to meet a lot of people. Glad to see a lot of people for the first time and stuff like that. And
I'm glad you and Clowns got to meet.
Yeah, me and Clowns got to meet in person for the first time. Yeah, I met Super G, you know, there. You know, it was great times, you know, just to, and then sort of just builds on sort of like what's next year gonna be like. The next year.
Next year you're gonna have loudmouth lemon out there. Let's go.
Guys, to a point where we, you know, this is another year sort of that we're dealing with it, and it's just imagine like what that's going to be. Like
Facts.
2023 is going to be a big year. And ending this year out with the games that we do have and the games we're going to be able to be playing on. I'm just excited. Like, it's an exciting time right now to be a gamer within the Xbox ecosystem.
And what's crazy, they didn't even shoot their load with everything people wanted. They held back. They could have
Not
put
they
out
boxed
some
themselves in with that,
right.
that 12-month thing.
They really could have destroyed people. I mean, they got some games still. We didn't see a Avowed, Perfect Dog. We didn't see a lot of stuff that we know is being made.
Indiana Jones, like
right.
the list will continue to, like, it's just like, it's an exciting time to be an Xbox fan, and I'm excited for being able to be part of the community and being able to play the games with folks. And yeah, I just looking at the chat. People
I'm gonna try to get my Destiny up. I told Megatron. I'm just so far back. If he invite me, I'd be like, I don't want to play with y'all. Y'all veterans. I'm a rookie.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye, I'm just there's like tons of just games that are just like in the like on the side that are just like itching for people to see. So I can't wait to see what's in the future. And this next 12 months. This is just next 12 months alone. So
facts.
What do you say, Lemon? Fire? Facts?
Facts. All right, Dutch. Give me your rating about the show and these next 12 months. What is it looking like for you? Because you know what? You're on another side of the planet, and it's late over there. You out here in this Eastern Standard Time, and I respect the hell out of you. And all my UK friends that I rock with in these podcast spaces, I want to go earlier, but once I go back to work, I ain't going to be able to do anything earlier than 6 o'clock. So I'm trying to get adapted.
I don't mind at all. To be honest, it's Boom Show starts at midnight on my end. And so I don't normally get done till like 2:30 in the morning.
Whoa, that's kind of rough.
RDX starts even later. So when I've been on RDX, that's been much later than that. So same goes for Wilmy's show, who starts like 1 a.m. my time. So,
right.
Jeez.
To get in any more American podcast,
is awesome.
I've got to start late. Yeah. But no, it's always awesome to be here. I don't mind. I'm a night owl as it is, so it's good.
Okay.
It's all good. But yeah, it's for me. I'm in Hustle's camp. I give it a 6.5 personal opinion out of 10. But that was because, again, if you have a look at and we have to rate it on our own what is for us on the show, not just what is for everybody.
Right.
If I was rating it on what is for everybody, then it would have been like an 8 or a 9 because they included so much stuff that included so many different people. If you had a look at the Japanese section with Persona, and then you have a look at the Kojima announcement, which we didn't even touch on tonight. Then we have a look at kind of the mobile announcement with Riot Games and things like that.
Oh, you know what? That's 100% facts, because I'm sorry to cut you off, but that might have been the biggest damn announcement at the show because nothing's bigger than League of Legends. Nothing.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Nothing is bigger. And I said this on Clowns on 4GQ TV. I said there is nothing bigger than League of Legends. Everybody on console overlooked that, but on PC, that's big.
Well, I was going to say that's the funniest thing with the ActiBliz takeover. Like, no one realizes, and again with King being included in that deal, and having having something as large as that for the mobile section.
Yeah.
Like, that's the key that they want to look at. It's this mobile offshoot, this cloud gaming, the PC side. They're looking at more of that stuff in some circumstances in terms of value for the gamer than they are the console, because console, I think, is quite easy to cater for in some circumstances.
Right.
But getting into these other larger markets is the hard part. So when you're making these acquisitions or getting involved with these deals like Riot Games and King, that is another offshoot that's breaking that section that you really need to get into. So overall, if we're talking about everything they did, then it's like an 8 or a 9. But for a personal circumstances, I'm not a Persona fan, as I mentioned. I'm not bothered about League of Legends or Valorant or anything like that, so that doesn't bother us at all. The Hideo Kojima thing, it is as great as it was as an announcement. I also thought it was a missed opportunity for them to say, okay, and this is the game or the name of the game that I'm creating, just something. But it was just like, yeah, I'm creating a game. See you later. Bye. I was like,
Man,
okay.
he kind of
And
acts
they
like
dragged
that at
him all the way
E3
up to LA
too.
for that.
Oh, I'm in the audience. All right, now I'm going. He does the same thing in real life, so he stuck to the gameplay.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I just felt like a little bit of a missed opportunity. I mean,
Can't
it's
give
sort
you
of-
everything at
Yo,
once.
listen, you Paris, you know he's a little guy. He
We
was
gotta
walking.
survive.
He was walking with like 7 bodyguards. I just thought they was walking, and then I peeped over because I'm tall, and I said, "Oh, that's Hideo Kojima in the middle." You couldn't even see him.
Facts,
No,
bro.
it's- you know what it is, though?
Remember that G?
Yeah.
It was like,
You
wow,
do
walk
have
through
to
E3.
respect Hideo though, because at the same time, and mentioned this about the guys who created High on Life and Tim Schafer. These are guys that aren't scared to take chances and create something
Oh, no
different
doubt.
and new. And these are the types of people you want to keep in the industry, because as much as people might be absolutely marmite with some of the games like Death Stranding, for instance, where it's like people either love that game or hate it. There is no in between, but that's the same with what Kojima always makes. It's either they absolutely love the work he does,
Yeah, I'm
or
a
they just
Kojima
hate it.
fan. Yeah, I'm a Kojima fan, but I
You
hated
need
that
that
game.
creativity in because it's risk taking.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of risk takers these days are found within the indie community.
Yeah.
They're the ones that don't have the risk of these massive budgets or huge
Facts.
staff allotments or anything like that, or pressure from above, because they are their own company, they are their own staff. Whatever they create it with risk because that's what they want to do. So they're really passionate about that. So, yeah, hats off to that. It was a big announcement for me. Again, the stands out to the shows had to be still Redfall, Forza Motorsport looked tremendous. High on Life was the icing on the cake for me because that was A, a surprise, and B, it's also coming this year in Game Pass. We like surprises, and again, specifically those type of ones where you're getting it and pretty soon is awesome. And I think that one really cemented it. Top 2 of my games looking forward to this year now. High on Life and Callisto Protocol.
Yeah.
Those
Awesome
are the games that just stood out massively for me over these last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's been absolutely awesome.
Okay. Hustle.
I
Oh,
got a
I'm sorry,
quick-
Paris. Go ahead.
For you. Do you think you have enough games for this next 12 months?
We got too many. I think we got
Everybody
too many.
that gives a review. Answer that question too. Just
I think
I
we
would
got
say-
too many.
For me, yeah, for the next 12 months, I was going to say on the Xbox side of things, for the next 6 months, no. By Xbox side of things, I mean first party offerings.
okay.
There's
Right.
nothing there for the next 6 months. The next 6 months, and then the following 6 months after that is going to be crazy. It's going to be jam packed. Like, we don't even know what's coming out the tail end of 2023 yet, and we've already got 4 big games dropping in the first section.
Facts.
Like, that is insane anyway. So, and if we go by Matt Booty's comments, I'm saying essentially I've got that much stuff, I don't know where to place it in 23 onwards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, it's a case of, okay, well, what is going to drop at the tail end of 23? Like, what is he going to choose to fill in that latter slot? Or what 2 games is he going to choose to fill in that latter slot? So next year is going to be insane, and the year after, and the year after, and when they get the ball rolling that way. But 2022, the remainder of that for me is going to be, again, it's just third-party stuff. There's, again, High on Life, thanks to Game Pass for showing that off. That was a sneaker one, because I don't think anybody saw that one coming. So that's even better. And then, of course, like I say, Callisto Protocol, a few, the Hot Wheels DLC, of course, I'll be jumping into that because I love Horizon. But yeah, there's a lot of games to play this year. For me, a lot of it's outside of Game Pass, but that doesn't bother me. I'm still going to be, like, we've still got a Hogwarts Legacy, still got Avatar, still got High on Life, still got Callisto Protocol. You know, we have a lot of, and these are big games, and then we shove the indie games into it as well, and that fills in the little gaps in between. Yeah, there's a lot to play this year.
Besides the rest of your back catalog.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And Modern Warfare 2. I'm
Oh my
excited.
God. I don't even know if I'm gonna play nothing for a whole October behind that one, because that was
Right.
amazing looking.
I got it.
Greatness.
Oh, shit.
Talk to me. Sum up the show. 12 months.
All right.
Talk to me.
All right, well, I'll sum up the show first. I gave it a 6.5, not because of what they showed, but it was honestly because of what they didn't show. When Sarah Bond came out, she said, hey, we gonna show stuff over the next 12 months. I was like, cool, I guess, even though I'm a little disappointed, but we got to show a little consistency there because whatever Kojima's working on, they showed him at the end of the show. Now, I understand you need that big announcement to get people going. I get it, but you could have showed this. There's so many different signs, and this is probably 007, whatever that is. It's probably a multi-plat because all those trophies and the achievements, rather, they're leaked online anyway. So you could have been like, "Hey, we working on this," and it's probably damn near about to be done.
And just show the eye and then cut it off.
Yep. Because let me tell you, trying to play 007 on a Nintendo 64 controller in 2022, look. I'd rather take a trigonometry class. Yeah, it's hard. It's super.
My thumbs just started hurting behind that.
Aiming everything on one stick is no fun, bro.
It is, man. It is not the wave. Let me tell you. They didn't show Perfect Dark, which is a game that I was really looking forward to. As far as what I have to look forward to for this year, for me, Persona 5, like for me, it is in it. Oh, will it be worth it? Yeah, it's gonna be worth it. Game Pass is gonna be worth it for the next 12 months, regardless of what I may think about the show. A lot of diversity was there, and I said this on our LP stream. There's a hell of a lot of diversity. They had something for everybody. Cool.
Yeah, they did.
I'm with that. So over the next 12 months, I hope things kind of go back up. I hope Microsoft's first party stock goes back up because I don't think they're going to be dropping anything this year due to the Redfall and Starfield delays.
And I'm gonna show you. But continue.
Okay, well, whatever they may drop, I hope that you guys enjoy it. I mean, for me, I'm waiting on Perfect Dark. I mean, I might be waiting a little while. I'm surprised, like, again, if we go and talk about the future stuff, I wish they would have just leaned into it just a little bit.
What they did last year.
But do it again this year.
No. We're not going to see Spider-Man 3 times for 3 E3s.
I see, I don't got no issue with that.
I do.
I legit see. I don't got no issue with a CG trailer. With an announcement with a CG trailer and then game.
Man, like them JPEGs.
I don't got an issue with that.
You said you like them JPEGs.
We're not gonna do that.
Well, it just be the name. It just be the name. Don't know nothing. Just the name.
Show the symbol. Wait a minute. We're getting a symbol.
Listen. It'd be like, all right, cool, it's coming. And then the next time around, they got to show like some type of story trailer. And then the next time around, you got to snowball.
I got you.
It got to roll. Yeah, I'm conditioned to that, and that's this personally what I enjoy. But the show was it was cool if you really like Xbox. I mean, it didn't hit for me because like I wanted to see Perfect Dark.
You wanted to see something specific. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I did.
Respectable. Yep. That's respectable.
It's just that. Outside of that, man, it seems like they have a very bright future, and if Matt Booty doesn't know where to place these games, I'm not envious of that man because like there's going to be a whole lot down the pipeline. Like
have to do one a month.
I'll say that's going to be wild.
Or every 3 weeks, something.
Yeah, that turnaround is going to be kind of crazy, and I'm not envious of his position, man. But shout out to Xbox. They really like have turned it around because I remember with last gen, if it wasn't for Gears, you know what I mean? Like they put the Xbox One on their back. The Coalition
Halo 5 was the jump off too.
I mean, well, y'all bigger on Halo than me. That's just not my cup of tea.
It's the best first-person shooter on the planet. There's never been one Call of Duty to outsell Halo on an Xbox system ever.
I mean, well, it's not supposed to because
that says a lot.
But that's Mario. We can have that. We can have the argument later. I mean, like that's Mario. Like that's their Mario. That's supposed to happen.
You know who the king is? The king is back, baby.
All right. Well, but
whether it's lack of content or whatever, the king is back.
You know what's crazy? That game is actually fun. I just wish you did have more content.
The king is back, and he bringing his jewelry with him too. You hear that?
What?
The king is back, baby. Watch your mouth. Don't disrespect the king, baby.
I'll just say for real, like in terms of the future definitely does look bright for Xbox, man. And I really want them to, like, in terms of diversity, like I can appreciate that. Like the Persona thing was super cool for me because a lot of people, they've been asking for those games for years and they wouldn't play it nowhere else. But I just want y'all to play that. That's what I want y'all to go home with.
Yeah.
Please play that game. Persona 5, Persona 4, Persona 3. Play those games. If nothing else, so when Persona 6 comes, it'll show people in Japan like, hey, the American audience and even the Japanese audience is going to gravitate towards this as well. But that's it for me. I appreciate you.
Clowns.
Thank you for having
Before
me.
I go to my co-host, Mr. Clowns, aka the brother of the channel. Talk to me.
So, I gave it when Aaron Greenberg asked on Twitter, I gave it an A. I would put it like a 9.5 out of 10. I think there was something in there for everybody, which what made it great. And I think that, yeah, man, like, I mean, High on Life, Redfall, Starfield, and then we got those other games in between, like Pentiment, don't forget about that. And then they really showed a lot about the Forza engine and the ray tracing and how smooth that looked. I mean, they really showed us stuff that we wanted to see, right? I mean, people wanted to see more about Starfield, and we got that at the presentation. They showed us the solar system, the creation, and all of that. And there's just so much there that Xbox has shown us to say, hey, listen, we heard you guys, and we are bringing more titles to Xbox every month. Something new's coming in, and that doesn't count like the other indie stuff that might pop in, or the ID at Xbox stuff that might pump in. I mean, like, this is just what we've seen from the showcase. There's obviously more coming in than just this, but these are the bigger things that they wanted to let us know about. And I can tell you, almost everybody at FanFest, at the show, was so hype. I mean, like, the energy was there, and maybe that added to that experience for me of that 9.5, because I just felt a very good vibe when I was there. I'm sure you felt it too, Super. You know what I mean? Like,
crazy.
It was there. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, Lemon. I'm excited, man. Xbox is the future. Xbox everywhere. I've been saying this since before the invention of xCloud was going to happen, and Xbox everywhere is making life so much more accessible for gamers.
You know what? I love Clowns to death. His voice, his positivity is definitely a spokesman. But can I see your cue cards?
Oh,
hold on.
Oh my God.
I got vampire teeth.
I see.
That's about it.
I see. Super G, the driver, talk to me before I get to myself and close it out. Y'all been an awesome panel, and I thank all y'all for
on
y'all
the panel,
support,
man. I agree with everybody on the panel. I gave it, the reason why I said the man gave him a 9, because I gave it an 8.5, and I literally gave it 8.5 because of, like you guys said, it's what's there for me. I play like absolutely everything, dude. I scour the world, man, through indies, bro. Like, I love indies, because to me, indies are doing more innovation and bringing new things to the gaming community more than anybody. The indies are, and that's why I play them. You see so many, like, you just find so many gems, dude, with the indies. So them showcasing indies, I'm here for it, man. Like I told you guys, like, the case, like those games, dude. Like, even what is it, Hell, the one with the weapons and everything, like, that thing was crazy, bro. Like, when I seen it, my mouth was just like the whole time, like High on Life just like did it for me, bro. I was just like, whoa. And then Silk Song, bro, just hit after hit that's for me. Like, Persona, I'm excited to play it again. I may not dabble in the older ones because I'm not probably gonna do it. I'm just be honest with you guys, but like Persona 5, like, coming to Xbox, like I put 77 hours in on the PS4. I didn't finish it, so I will be finishing it now. I'm excited about that. Grounded finally getting a release, dude. I love Grounded. Been there since day one, man. I played every single update, and that's something no one said anything about. But Grounded is my shit, bro. Like, I love Grounded. It was just tons of games, man, and I'm excited for every single thing. I think this panel did a great job nailing exactly what the showcase gave to us. I just can't wait, dude. But I do hate how they box themselves in with the little 12-month thing. I mean, I get it. I understand it. That don't mean I gotta like it, and I didn't like it.
Facts.
Like I said, I do get it, but I just felt like
108 Dragons TV welcomes
I agree
everyone.
with you. Then what it is, I think this year they would have been better served having an 18-month feature picture. So this till the end of 23. Next year, 12-month isn't going to look the same because there's going to be a lot for 23, 24. And then 24 is going to be 24, 25, and the picture's going to be much different.
Yeah, that literally goes with what you were saying, how the 6 months that we have left with this year isn't as great as the other 6 months are going to be. And that's why how you're saying, like, giving it like an 18-month thing would have been better. But I mean, I still like what's coming. Like Paris, he put in the chat, like he dropped some games that we're gonna probably be playing this year. Just off Atomic Heart, dude. I'm excited for that. Like we didn't see it this year, but the last showing, I loved every single bit of it, and I'm there for it because it gave me like Bioshock vibes, like all the way through, dude. Scorn. I don't know what the hell it is yet, but I can't wait to play it. It looked mad crazy. Overwatch 2, the beta's coming, so if you like Overwatch, we'll have that to play. There
I'm gonna
is
be playing
games
it with your
too.
brother.
Yeah, and he's a mad Overwatch.
Yeah,
head,
I
bro.
love
Like,
Overwatch.
crazy. So there is stuff to play, but like I said, I didn't like the 12-month thing. I get it, but if like he said, Dutch said, like 18 months, man, would have seen a little bit more. It would have been fantastic, bro. But I would have probably gave it like a 10, honestly. But 8.5 is what I gave it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being there. Even like Clown said, being there brings another like dynamic to it, bro. Like the excitement, the energy that's in the building is crazy. Cause like Redfall was one of the games like I didn't give a crap about like prior to actually seeing the gameplay and seeing and hearing the reaction of the crowd when Redfall was shown and just being there, bro. Just like I was just like, whoa, like this is it. Like this game's legit. Like day one.
And same for anybody who went to FanFest. Do you think the hype of the crowd around you enhanced that score a little bit, or do you think you would have been as hyped sitting in the chair watching on TV like the rest of us?
Well, I watched it again when I got home, so and my score still stayed the same, honestly. It's just being there though just adds like it's just the energy, bro. Like I'm big on energy. It probably would have been higher, like just being there. I probably would have given more because of being there. But nah, I give it the same score after I seen it at home. And it literally because, like you said, it's what's for me. And like I said, I love indie games, bro. And they show a ton of great indie games along with the other big games I'm going to be playing. And Diablo 4, just the list just goes on, man. I loved it, bro. And not if FanFest will be back. Everyone that's on this panel, please try to make it. Please try to make it, dude.
You
and
know,
that's
I
it.
would have
I'm
been
gonna
there.
that.
You know,
I know you would have.
I'd have been on the next flight smoking. You know, shout out to my boy Megatron. We had a long conversation. I was like, "Yo, dude, listen, let's go." Me, him, and King. King was like,
I mean, it's because everybody needs to. Everybody who hasn't needs to like experience that environment, man.
Right.
It's something completely different. It's a completely different
E3
animal,
for me
different
is not
beast,
really
bro.
about the
Like
games.
it's not. It's about the people,
it's
man.
about
Like
us,
being with
right?
the people. Mhm.
Right.
The games is just the cherry on top, and we
Right.
enjoy all that. But it's the camaraderie, the conversations we have, and
That's right.
how we laugh. Like I found Southbound, dude. And you know Southbound, he goes dark all year long on Twitter until E3. That dude just pops back up like out of nowhere. I found that dude, and we were laughing for like 30 minutes. It was a conversation of just partially about games, but just everything else that like we've been through previously, you know, with the other E3s, and we just laughed, man, had a good time, and that's just what it's about. Also with the games, you know.
I missed
So
the Megatron party, the rooftop.
right. So
you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, so let me say this for the record. I gave it an 8.5 because I always leave space for error, which I didn't think they have any, but I can't say it was perfect because everything ain't for everybody. But I am gonna say this to you, Dutch, and my man, Mr. Greatness. There's a game we didn't even mention that I did a developer interview on. Shout out with my brother, Megatron, my good friend Megatron. As Dust Falls. It's coming from Microsoft. Right? We did this developer interview, and I'm telling you, if you like any Detroit Become Human, Telltale games, this game is absolutely amazing. 8 players. You can use your cell phone. You can controller. You can play online. You can play in your house. You can play
Xbox
online
everywhere.
in your house. It's gonna be on Game Pass. You can use xCloud.
Samsung TVs.
Listen, you talking about a game that's amazing, and I want y'all to listen. For people that's listening now, people that's listening later, go check my video, see the developer interview. Shout out to my boy Megatron for making things happen for a brother. But let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Playing this game, seeing the excitement from the developers. You know, one thing, interviewing developers at PAX, E3, Games New York, to see a developer excitement to sell you a game, right? And then you play it and you see their vision. This game has consequences. you get a profile rating at the end of every chapter. Sometimes you're gonna raise your eyebrow, and it could be your brother playing next to you, and we was raised by the same parents, but your values is a little bit off. It was different, but it was exciting. The energy in the room. We was playing with 8 people. It was crazy. This game is dropping in July 19th. Like I said, go look at the interview, and just you're gonna see how Megatron just was talking about his enthusiasm and experience with the game was really what everybody felt in that room. Nobody's counting that as a Xbox game. It's an Xbox game. Comes in July. That's part of that 12 months.
Hey,
PAX.
hold on,
Go ahead.
Lemon. In all fairness, I did want to mention that game, but I think you just mentioned one game because I like the narrative-based stuff.
I mean, you could have brought it up anytime, bro. It's open season.
All right, cool. Yeah, my fault. I ain't want to step on nobody's toes, but that's like life is strange type of thing.
Do what you want to do. We open season here. I got one rule: no profanity.
Okay, cool.
It's the only rule I got. PG-13 channel. But it's just like when I went to PAX. Shout out to the developer at Dotmu, man. I knew about Casey Jones. Can't talk about it. I had the access. You see, I dropped the gameplay. Listen to these dudes and hearing their enthusiasm and then playing the game. I came home and told Clowns, yo, this game plays great. And I told even the other day we was playing, he was talking about Turtles in Time. I said, no, this is better.
Way better. Way better.
It's bringing way more moves to the table and everything else. Not that Turtles in Time is a slouch. That's a classic.
It's not.
But this game brings so much more. 6-player online co-op. And to see these developers, I had an interview with the co-founder of the game. Then he sit down and he plays with me, and you get that environment. This is what I miss from E3, right? You go there, we talking to our friends and our family. We go out there, we eat, we dine. For those that do know, there's certain Microsoft areas that we go and we with the executives and the people who make the controllers, the pub. We in the building. But to get to hear them talk about their work and see the excitement, that's what I miss about E3. I miss being with the Iron Lords, even though I see them on a regular, but I'm saying like being in those gaming environments. When I told Clowns before he got to E3, I said, Clowns, this is how it's going to be. Or Games Fest. I said, this is how it's going to be. And when you see the energy, Clowns calls me and says, Lemon, you was exactly right.
Yeah, like the way fans interact with each other 100%.
It's crazy. There's no console war. Everybody want a game. Everybody's in a good situation. Everybody's happy. It's a good situation. It's something like I would like to. I'm going to Games Console. Hopefully, I can meet Wandering Dutch out there. I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I love to be around gamers, and these environments. I keep telling people this digital stuff online is good for us at home, right? But when you out there with the people, seeing people's excitement, it's a different energy. So it may be able to sway somebody, Wandering Dutch, about your how you view a conference, because you seeing people cheer. I was in the building when Keanu walked out on stage.
Yeah, it would do.
We was in the building to see Keanu walk on the stage. I'm a Keanu fan. Listen, I was stunned to see this dude walk out. Then you get to talk to him. He spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude, listen, those environments cannot be rivaled by a digital event. I don't care how you call it. You do not get the same feeling. You either want to go to the amusement park or you want to watch somebody ride a roller coaster on YouTube. It's not the same. So to get this, we have to do these things, man, and to see Microsoft. All right, maybe I don't like the 12-month thing. I do, because we all had questions. What are we getting for Christmas? What are we getting beginning of next year? These questions was answered. The Starfield people got their Starfield filled. The indie people got their indie game filled. Then we had some bangers in there. As does Fault. This game is dope. And they show 50 games and like 47 to 48 of them is on Game Pass. How do you beat that? You gotta say, yo, another one of my predictions was Forza. showing ray tracing, blowing it out the window. And the next thing was a ton of Game Pass deals. I got exactly what I asked for. 8.5. As a company, business model, 8.5. Direction, 8.5. Before the show even started, they announced Game Pass on Samsung's TVs. Me and Clowns in the private chat, I said, do you know why that's a big deal? Clown said no. I said, because that's the #1 manufactured TV company on the planet. #1. Not number 2, 3, 4. #1. So everybody who's buying a Samsung TV is having opportunity for this application to run on a TV, which brings more gamers.
Hey, don't let
more
that controller
eyes.
show up with the little Game Pass icon on the controller. You just push the button on the controller to wrap.
Listen.
You're going to do it by accident.
Listen, I hate to sound like a commercial, but you know I give it up when it needs to be given up. They did things at this conference that I've never seen, right? Then we know all the bangers, the Perfect Darks, the Avowals, the this, the that, the third. They ain't even show that. We got a whole nother E3 next year.
Them damn buttons there, bro. Don't let Game Pass get on one of those, bro. It's over.
Right. When it's come Game Pass
You
on
don't
your
even know how many
TV's
times I make a
remote.
mistake and push one of those buttons.
Right.
Bro.
Listen. It's a good space. It's a good environment. It's good to see a company that we value going in a direction where last gen we didn't see, right? You know, Phil Spencer does a lot of good work. That team over there at Microsoft does a lot of good work. My man Paris does a lot of good work. And they work hard. And I was excited. Yo, Forza, I was like, oh, I can't believe this. I was right. But I have complete faith in Turn 10. And they're going to pass on that knowledge to Playground. You know, each one teach one. We don't even, Coalition outdoes Epic in terms of Unreal performance. They outperform these dudes in their own engine. I can't even imagine what the next gear is going to look like. We ain't even seen that. I mean, it's a good time to be a gamer. And we all going to have the same problem. We all going to have the same problem. Hard drive space, unless you want to play in the cloud. I don't know. I think it's a good look, man. And I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for gaming since 360 launch. When they had 19 launch titles, I bought 18 games. This is what it is. This you know, last gen I didn't really do that. You know, it's a good look for us as gamers. Then you got Xbox supporting the PC side day in, day too. It's not just console. You ain't gotta wait 3 years to get these titles on PC. So if that's the platform you choose to play, you still getting a taste of it. You ain't gotta wait for Starfield. It's coming to PC the same time it comes to Xbox. That's a great look. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit enthused. I feel like a kid in a candy store, but that's just how I feel. And, you know, if you would have saw your game hustle, you'd have been like, 9.9.
Yeah. You did right. You did right. You did right.
So, you know, I know people who was disappointed. Oh, I wanted to see a Valve. I said, listen, I ain't mad at you. But they did cover, they crossed the T's and dot the I's. And they brought the Japanese support. Naruto is another game that I played on PC and beta tested. I told people it's fire.
Yeah,
see that Battle Royale game. People not even, what is that? I said, it's been on PC for at least 2 years that I know of. Game is awesome. 60-player Battle Royale plays like a Channel 5 Kung Fu movie. Game Pass. That hype train is crazy. That hype chain is crazy, man. And anybody,
that's like Channel 5 Kung Fu?
Yo, Channel 5 Kung Fu, baby. Saturday afternoons. You know, you younger than me, but that's what we had. You know what I'm saying? We used to, you know, Saturday morning cartoons, and in the afternoon, we had Channel 5, 5 Deadly Venoms, baby. 5 Fingers of Death. The Guillotine Masters, all kind of stuff. It was in the afternoon. But listen, that's going to be the show, man. I'm going to get up with these wrap-ups. Wandering Dutch, it was a pleasure having you, my UK brother. Thank you. Thank you, first of all. Thank all y'all for pulling up, man. Supporting me, support each other. You know, I got my 4GQ TV brothers on deck. I can't wait to do some more Marvel movie videos, but y'all dudes be slacking on y'all pimping. I don't know, man.
No,
I'm
we're
like, yo,
getting
you
back
seen
to
this
that.
movie?
We
You
are-
seen this movie? Yo, Paris, you
on.
saw this movie? I'm waiting for Carlo.
Hold on, I gotta ask Paris something. I gotta ask Paris, have you seen Morbius yet?
Yes.
What?
Is that a hard yes? Or I'm not
the truth?
Wait a minute, it came home, right? It's home now. No.
It's home now, yeah. I didn't see it in the theater, but yeah. So.
Yeah. You see what I gotta go through, hustle? I'm
That's
in the movie
it.
theater all the time. I'm like, yo, we doing this Marvel show? Yo, we ain't see the movie yet. We? Who's we? Me and
Hey, I saw Morbius. I saw it in the theater.
No, but you saw it late.
10 out of 10.
Oh man.
You know, I'm a big Marvel dude. I be feeling to do these. Listen, I don't
Ain't no
have too many
goddamn
people to
thing.
talk about Marvel stuff. So y'all like my go-to dudes. You know what I'm saying? But Dutch, where can they find you, man? Let them know where you at. And like I said, the descriptions are in the chat. They Twitter handles.
Thanks again. Awesome chat, awesome panel. A pleasure to be on. Thanks for inviting us as always. Awesome group of guys. Keeping it clean. Again, over on my channel. We're European. We do swear a lot. So you will see a lot of that over an hour.
Oh, I'll come to your channel and curse if you allow me to. I just don't
Oh,
do that over
yeah,
here.
Hey, he will fit in, bro. He will fit in.
Fucking game over here, yeah. It's kind of commonplace. It's every second sentence, so it's fine. How we express ourselves. But no, awesome. You can find us, of course, everywhere at Wondering Dutch. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everything. Again, the home of the Midweek Mix-Up podcast every Wednesdays and every Sunday. So yeah, as always, thanks guys for inviting us on. It's been a blast.
Yeah, you're awesome. You're awesome, brother. I know you got to talk for your partner, Mr. Greatness. So tell him about your fantastic show, Addicts World. It should be Addicts World and Hustle or something. Yeah.
You can leave me out of it. It's all good.
Hustle
I'll
in
just say-
Addicts World. There you go.
You know,
I'll just say, nah. Shout out to Addict, man.
Yeah,
I feel
facts.
like
That's my guy.
because you can find me every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over there on the Iron Lords channel. I feel like a lot more opportunities have come my way because he kind of saw like my vision. You see the hunger. You see a lot. You see a lot in me, and I appreciate him for it. Y'all can catch me on Twitch and Twitch. Now we don't do that no more. You catch me on YouTube. I got a video dropping tomorrow of me beating
drop your link in the channel, brother. Drop your link in the channel. I always tell you that, even when you be in the chat.
Yeah. Hold on. I get to it. Look, I'd say this. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on YouTube. I have a good time over there. You know, me and Sparcher, we talk about music. Like if nothing else, I've been seeing a lot of y'all. What's up?
That trick.
That's right. man, listen. Golden State did that to Memphis, and never mind. We not gonna get into it. 'Cause I'm a big sports cat too. No. Thank you for having me. Like, anytime I get the opportunity to express myself, it's cool. And you know how I got love for you? Because I've been up since like 3:30 this morning. My eyes are burning like crazy.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate y'all for having me. Everybody here, everybody's super cool. Like I appreciate the vibe and the love. I appreciate the fact that I didn't get attacked and for giving the Microsoft, but that's the showcase. We don't do that here. Everybody in my chat, good people, man. We don't do no toxicity here. This is all gamers. Thank God.
I appreciate it. And and one last time, but before I head out, play Shredder's Revenge, y'all. Like for real.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Hey.
Oh
the $22 or whatever it is well worth it. I'm not gonna play tonight because I'm just too tired. Tomorrow, like I said, I'll drop that video on me and my homeboy, my fellow troubleshooter Ricky Ricardo 430. We played the game. We played through the joint. We beat it. Also, next week you'll probably see something by the name of, you got to pardon my language. It's called Get the Fuck Out. There's a game on Steam.
I played it legit, bro.
I have not played it yet, so I'm gonna probably play that. If not tonight,
it's like
tomorrow.
2 years old.
Yeah, it's free to play, so I don't know. But my homeboy, he wanted to run it as 4-player co-op, so that'll be next week's video.
I'll be definitely watching that.
Yes,
Yes.
GTFHO.
And apparently it's a horror game.
Yeah, it's legit.
Just look
Kind of like Fear.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I know what I'm in store for. Also, in terms of the channel, you follow me on Twitter. You saw that I brought this. I don't know if y'all can see it. There you go.
You can't. What is
So-
it?
Shit. ESPN 2K,
Yeah,
bro. The football.
2K5.
Oh,
Yep.
somebody else bought that too online.
Yep. I bought this
Legit.
for a
Backwards
reason.
compatible?
No. I got a PS2. Oh, I got the fat PS3.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's, with the PS2 games, you know they can play those.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, that's the Eagles on the cover. Yeah, good choice.
Yeah, with Terrell Owens. Yep.
Yeah,
Back in 2K5.
T.O., a.k.a. my credit score is 500.
Oh man,
Remember that?
that was wild. His credit score was that. You know, I don't want to get into it.
Nope.
The reason why you see me with out of the retro stuff
Love
is
T.O.
because I plan on doing retrospectives on different games that I grew up with. So you'll see that in the near future. I wanna, I wanna like kind of just take a different turn on my channel anyway. Because we talk the new stuff with here, and we talk about Addict, talk about LP. That's cool, but I don't really get enjoyment out of that. So I want to turn my stuff into something else.
Yeah, bring your element to the table, and your work is warranted, brother. You're awesome. We was talking about you at PAX.
Really? Because I ain't nobody. I ain't nothing special.
You are to who that matters.
I appreciate. Well, look. Let me just say, I tell you this. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the hate. I appreciate being appreciated, man. It's all good. And then thank y'all, because it be hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes dealing with like a lot of the toxicity on it. Just when people get the when they get to talking.
I'm the Kimbe Matumbo on Twitter. I block all idiots. Block.
God bless. I just say God bless. That's about it. Thank y'all for having me.
Block button is the best button in the world.
I will see y'all next week, but I definitely gotta get some sleep because that boy.
All right, we almost signed it off. Don't leave yet. Don't leave. Let everybody do their sign outs.
Yes, sir.
AKA my 4G QT hype man. Let's go.
That's right. And Samsung right now. Samsung TVs.
AKA I eat pineapple pizza and I don't know how to eat it.
No.
Pizza all in his bed. You should have seen him in Paris. It was embarrassing.
No, it was a setup. He brived the guy. He greased his palms a little bit.
So, you naturally Italian. How you can't eat a Sicilian? No, it wasn't. It was a margarita.
Yeah, you greased his palms a little bit. It was a little slice in the slice. No, anyway, so you all can find me at 4GQ TV. Lemon's on the panel as well, so you shout out for that. And Paris is a co-host and a partner on all the Marvel stuff and interviews. Speaking of which interviews, I have a lot of interviews coming up for the channel that Paris doesn't even know yet, so we got to schedule all this. We got Carl Moline from Marvel, Maury Hollowell from Marvel, Derek Robertson, co-creator of The Boys, doing the season refresh with us, Bill Johnson, the old Luke Cage and Blackula, Brian Azzarillo from DC, Dan Panayasin from Drink and Draw, Marvel and DC, Emma Kubert, granddaughter of Joe Kubert from the Joe Kubert Art School, and Sean Crystal, who is an animator and Marvel artist for a while. Also, my buddy is doing an NFT movie, and it is done by Warner Brothers. I know a lot of people, well, not so hype on NFTs. That's okay, but he's signed with Warner Brothers, okay? He's a former NFL player. He's doing a documentary called Trials to Triumph. His name is Freddie Stevenson. He's going to come on for an interview as well, so shout out to him. He's really working hard out there. He's a motivational speaker. He gives back to the community. He helps kids in poverty that grew up in poverty like him, and he's just a really great overall positive guy who's doing well in life now that he's found a positive track. So shout out to him, and we'll get to meet him shortly as well. So so a lot going on at 4GQ TV.
Nice. Shout out to the new Jay Leno of YouTube. Let's go. Let's go, Jay Leno. Got all them big interviews. I told you, clowns, you be doing big things. Now we're going to get into this man who was introduced to me later on in my content creator career that I have so much admiration and respect for. That would be my guy, Mr. P. Yo, what's good with you, brother, man? Yo, listen, you're an amazing dude. Me and Meg was talking the other day. You're an amazing dude. And after our last conversation, I have so much respect for you for holding me down and just being who you are, man. I love positivity. I love people going in the right direction. Clowns introduced me to you. You're an awesome individual, and I appreciate your support for stopping by the Dragon's Den, man. It is greatly appreciated and humbling to have you here. Let them know what you got going on. I'm pretty sure your co-host over here done gave away all the podcast information. Continue.
I think we have an indie title dev. We're gonna be creator owner of a video game company. We can add that to the list that we're gonna schedule also for interview. All the stuff that Clown said for interviews and the Marvel and DC side. So we be doing a lot of that stuff. If you're into Marvel, you can check out the Facebook group. It's called Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just do a search in Facebook, and I think we have 530,000.
That link, Carlo.
So you'll see that. Carlo could probably find a link. I could put a link in the chat and stuff like that. So yeah, come join and come talk all things Marvel there. We got artists, professional artists from Marvel's, DC artists, all those folks. Mark Brooks, the list goes on. That are in the group, sharing their art and stuff like that. As far as where you can find me on Twitter, PLock77. You can find me working at Xbox. So if you have feedback, anything about cloud gaming, anything you want to talk about it, if there's anything that you want to say, you can DM me. My DMs are open on Twitter. Just feedback only. We can talk about all the things that that you're seeing. If you see an error, you see an issue, please give me that feedback, because we take that feedback serious, and we want to make sure that we're providing the best experiences for all gamers across the world. That's basically where you can find me. Let's keep on with the positivity.
Right.
Let's preach it. Try to do my best. Even if there's things out there, folks, where people are trying to drag you into a negative conversation, just take a step back and just let that go, and and then continue on, because I mean, let them argue with themselves.
Right.
Argue with themselves, and you look back on it in a few months, you go back to the same, tweet, comment, whatever conversation. You're just gonna look at it, and you're gonna be like, look how silly they look. So it's you don't have to worry about that, and then you don't have to worry about people trying to grab your tweets from 2 years ago, and trying to use them against you. So
who'd have thunk it?
So just have fun, play games, provide feedback, because that's the only way we know. I'll say that's not the only way we know, but this allows us to help fix issues when they're out there. So have a good one. Peace.
The Driver, aka one of the best guys I know from 2018. My dude always held me down, got that young, bright spirit, great point of views. And when everybody got great point of views, he just says what he said.
What else do I need to say, bro? If it fall in line, what else do I need to say?
What he said.
And you're gonna get a lot of that, because you get some great guests on here. You get a lot of that from me, bro. Like the guests we got today, man. These guys are all awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for giving it your all and hanging out with us for as long as you guys have, because that ain't an easy thing to do. Look at Hustle over there. He fainting in the chair.
I'm down a little bit. It hurt my back, dog. That's why I've been moving around. We was talking about that before the stream.
Well, you almost as tall as me, so I can dig it, brother. Trust me.
Dutch, thanks for coming through. Awesome. Paris, you're awesome. You're an awesome person in real life, dude. Appreciate you. This whole panel, man, you guys are awesome. I wish nothing but great things for you guys going forward with everything you guys do. Hustle your channel, Dutch your channel, Carlo your interviews, your channels, Paris, xCloud, everything, bro. Just keep us in the loop though a little bit. You know what you got going on. But yeah, dude, I'm just glad to be a part of this. Thanks, Lemon, for making me a part of this. It's fantastic.
My brother.
I say that every chance I get, man. Appreciate it. But as always, you can find me on Twitter, super_G, or on YouTube. Look for the channel. We do webtoon anime content. We just crossed 10K, literally the day of the Xbox event, which was awesome.
Get it.
Nice.
Let's get it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy hitting it. And just the fans that we have, man. We put out a lot of content though, dude. We put like 4 or 5 videos out a day, man.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, we do, dude.
And you're a big family man. I respect that.
That too. So but thank you guys. I want to thank all the fans that have transitioned from your channel that's gone over and subscribed to us too, man. That's been awesome help. So thank you guys for that.
Well, I like to say thank you to all y'all. Appreciate the support, man. And I definitely appreciate the support of the community, because without y'all showing up on a Saturday night, coming in here and giving us y'all opportunity and attention is greatly appreciated and very humbling. We will see you next week, maybe. I might have to go. What?
Can I say one more thing?
Of course you can.
Okay, so I want to say a big thank you to the people that provided the VIP experience at the Xbox Fan Fest, and shout out to Ro, aka Black Compat. She is also very cool. She was an on-screen personality for the FanFest virtual watch page. If anybody's seen it. And shout out to Aaron Greenberg and the marketing team for letting us give away $3,000 worth of Xbox gift cards live on the virtual watch page.
Okay.
Oh, nice. My outro sucks compared to that. Well, upper echelon of person just really, pull the trump card. But I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. If I don't have the podcast, I will definitely post something, but you should see the regulars back, and we will be bringing you more good gaming information. This is definitely the time of year where gaming news slowed down, so I might have to go to a couple barbecues next week instead of doing Dragon's Den, but we will let you know. Thank you for everyone who pulled up, and we will see y'all in the next one. And as I always say, bring your game and not your name. And we out of here. Peace out, everybody.
Facts.